Yo, what's going on, people? We are live. Raw was last night. John Cena is finally a Grand Slam champion in WWE. Io Sky, Rhea Ripley return for War Games. Blood and Guts is also this week in AEW. Mercedes Moné and Toni Storm topped the PWI Women's 250. So there's a lot going on. There's a lot to talk about as usual. Myself and Phil here to chill with you guys, talk for a little bit. So don't forget to like and subscribe. You can super chat any questions, any takes, any topics that you want to talk about if you want to get involved. But yeah, man, we're here. Phil, don't forget to unmute yourself. But what's going on, brother? Talk to me.
Yeah, I was just about to forget, so glad you said that. But I'm good. How are you?
Yeah, man, not too bad. Same old stuff. And yeah, man, like I said, we got a few things to talk about. I don't know where I want to start, but just to go through it with you guys, I want to talk about Raw. Obviously, it was last night. We don't do the full-on review, but we'll go over the highlights and the lowlights. Of course, Cena becoming Grand Slam champion, the thing that I just mentioned at the top of the show. And there's a few other things as well. There was a heel turn, there was a title change. 2 title changes, actually. Yeah, man, there was a lot going on in Raw last night. SmackDown was a disgrace last week. I want to unpack that. not gonna review that either. I won't put Phil through that, but I'm gonna unpack a few things, because SmackDown is, like I said on Twitter, SmackDown's a graveyard at the moment, bro. It's crazy over there. It is crazy over there. Of course, like I said, the PWI Women's 250 care about Goals on Graps is tomorrow though, so I'm gonna let the girls fully dive into that. But of course, we're gonna do a few shout outs and I guess we'll quickly go over like the top 10 or 20 or something, Okada's been announced as Tanahashi's final opponent. That's official now, There's been a few other things going on, but of course, we'll start with Raw, Phil. Did you catch all the Raw last night?
I did. I unfortunately did watch SmackDown and Raw. SmackDown was not nearly as entertaining as Raw. Raw has been the better show for a few weeks now.
Weeks.
I mean, months at this point, but yeah. I think the only really great thing coming out of SmackDown is that Jade is back to being Jade. I was happy to see that. I thought the promo and everything that she did was great. The stuff with her and Charlotte was good. Even the backstage segment, I was like, yeah, this is what Jade should have always been. I don't know why they tried to make her a babyface. She's just better as a heel. I don't know.
Yeah, they got the presentation on point with Jade, to be honest. That's one of the few positives I'd give SmackDown from Friday. But yeah, that show in general is just a graveyard, man. I don't know what the fix is over there, but it's looking very spooky, bro. So
yeah.
But before we get to that, go on, Phil. Go on.
But yeah, Raw. My immediate takeaway was I was like, yeah, Cena's last Raw, and then the show starts with Triple H's music. I was like, wait.
He's just never beaten the allegations. He must be somewhat aware and doing it on purpose at this point, bro. Because that was crazy. Because he wasn't even Raw, Boston, Cena's final time in Boston. Do you know what I mean? A lot of people thought this should have been the city that they did the final match in, but obviously big bids were coming in left, right, and center. They're doing it in Washington. Do you know what I mean? So
yeah.
Anyway, they're doing it in Boston. This is special. This is Cena night. You know what I mean? Yeah. This is Cena. Everyone there has bought a ticket to see Cena, bro. That's just what it is.
Boston, his hometown. Well, a few miles from his hometown. It's his last Raw. What are we doing?
He can't help himself, bro. Like I said, he must be doing it on purpose at this point because there's no way he's unaware that he's so unnecessarily plastering his face on everything. Do you know what I mean? It's like even the WrestleMania promo, bro. He's the first face and voice you hear in that. You know what I'm saying? You just can't stop it. And people say that he's got Dana envy and that he's following the Dana footprint. Dana's not this Dana, yeah, he's like the spokesperson. He's the one, and he's saying all the things at the press conferences and stuff. But he's not putting himself on posters and shit, bro. Like, he's not doing that. So,
Even
and I can't stand Dana White, bro. But
yeah,
yeah,
that clip of him today saying he's not even political, that was pretty shameful. I was like,
yeah,
dude,
bro.
we've
Come
seen
on.
you for the last few years. What are you talking about? But yeah, even after he came out to introduce Cena, and then Dom came out and that stuff's happening, he's still there. I was like, why is he still in the mix? And then like they're going back and forth, and then like he's like right in the middle of them with that big grin on. And I was like, why is he still there?
He's
And
a
I saw
nasty
some
guy,
people
bro.
say, well, he had to make the match. He's not
No,
the
he
GM of Raw. Where that is?
No, he didn't need to be there, bro. And like I said, he comes out, his music hits. That's the first music hit. You're thinking, yeah, this is just gonna open up with Cena. It doesn't. He opens up with Triple H, bow down to the king and all that, you know. Big ego stroke for him. He gets in the ring, and it's not even like he says, "Oh, welcome, Boston. We all know why you're here for the greatest of all time. Here's John Cena." He's like, "No, bro." Man waffles for like 5 minutes, bro.
Bro
Just
gave a
talking.
whole unnecessary speech. It's like everybody knew who they were here to see. You didn't have to give them an introduction. Just have them come out.
But yeah, so that's Triple H in. You know, he brings out Cena. Cena comes out, he soaks it all in. He's in the green. The last time is now. And yeah, man, it's sentimental and everything. And he comes out and he talks about how he wants to leave the business better than how he found it. That's a conversation for another day. He wants to talk about making it better for the future talent and stuff. And he announces that he's going to have some NXT showcase matches, NXT versus main roster, or however they're going to do it, matches on his retirement show. So that's a cool thing. Yeah, man, and of course setting up and putting over the John Cena last time is now tournament to figure out his final opponent. Blah 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 blah. Who comes out? Big Dominic Mysterio comes out. Belts on, you know, and we know where this is all going, you know. We all know, and we're just happy to be there, you know.
But
Dom comes out, he just go on.
didn't he say before that they're going to be NXT talent on Saturday Night Main Event?
Yeah, that's what I mean on the retirement show, the showcase matches.
Yeah.
We're gonna do. I mean, of course, we'll kind of. I'm sure the audience know who I want to see get showcased on that show, innit? So,
yeah. Just put him on the show. Don't put him in a tournament, in my opinion, because
yeah, bro.
Just put him on the show.
You know, fuck it, we're talking about it right now. Who is getting sacrificed for Obafemi on John Cena's retirement show at Saturday Night's Main Event on December 13th? Who we sacrificing, chat? I need names. I need suitable names. It needs to be a big name, but obviously we can't do the Cody Rhodes thing because that would be like, that's too much. You get me for a little Saturday Night Main Event showcase match. But if you're gonna showcase someone and you pick Obafemi, who we sacrificing, bro? Like Sami Zayn. It needs to be a heavy hitter, bro. It can't just don't be coming in the chat talking about no Johnny Gargano or nothing. And it like he needs to come. He needs to come on Saturday Night's Main Event and fucking smoke somebody. Dom doesn't work. Dom's not like a big enough win. Drew's gonna be away filming. But I didn't hate that idea. Don't hate that idea anyway. Imagine if like Oba wrote off Drew, you know, like he just wrote him off.
Yeah, so this whole suspension angle is the way to write Drew off for the foreseeable future, I guess.
Yeah, it seems that way. It's what Dave's saying, but Dave says a lot of things, and I love Dave, but you know.
Yeah, I think some people were expecting him in the War Games match, so it seems like that's not happening.
Yeah, man. Someone said Phil. What about? Well, I wouldn't be that mad at it. No, he's a world champ though. You can't do it now. If you weren't world champ, I wouldn't be as mad at it. You know, I swear to God. Mike Johnson said Drew ain't filming according to Razor. See, Dave says a lot of things, man. And I love Dave. You guys know I don't do the Dave hate thing, but he says a lot of things, and
the Andrade thing today is comedy, bro.
Bro was like, Andrade was unhappy. He walked out of the crash show. Don't know what happened, you know. Andrade was like, yo.
just went to get a little Chinese, bro.
Come on, man. But yeah, I love Dave, bro. Shout out Dave. But yeah, man, Dom comes out to Cena, talks all this shit, you know. Cena hits him with the fine speech. And Yeah, man, and obviously they just kind of go back and forth a little bit. Triple H steps in, as Phil said. He's standing there this whole time, by the way. I remember looking at the clock at one point, and it was like 25 minutes past the hour, and I was like, "Why is Triple H still out there, bro? He hasn't said anything. Like, he's why is he still there?" Like Phil said, bro, he's kind of standing there in the corner, just kind of smirking. Like, what's going on here, bro? Like, he can't help himself, man. But yeah, and of course the match gets made official. John Cena versus Dominic Mysterio for the IC title to complete John Cena's Grand Slam, and that is what he does. He wins the match after reversing a 619 into a frog splash into his AA, rolled through, hitting with the AA. 1, 2, 3, and the crowd absolutely fucking loved it, bro. I thought they did. Now, I thought they did like the bare minimal, bro, and that's all they gotta do. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Cena's up there. Dom Mysterio can always just kind of lean on the leverage he has with the fans of kind of just them happily to just engage in everything that he does and all his little chicanery that he does and his shenanigans and all this, you know. So and there was that as well. Like I thought the spot where Cena's going to hit him with the AA and Dom's holding onto the ropes and they kick the ref out, like that was done pretty well, you know. There were some highlights in this, definitely. They did like an Eddie tribute spot as well. Of course, this week is 20 years since Eddie Guerrero passed away. I can't believe it's been so long, bro. Like, it's making me feel mad old. I'm having like a quarter life crisis because of this. Because I still remember the trauma, Phil. Like, I remember it vividly. Like, that shit fucked me up when I was younger in '05, bro. But yeah, so it was cool for them to do an Eddie tribute spot. And yeah, man, like I said, there was some shenanigans and stuff, but Cena eventually, like I said, he kind of powered through, rolled through, hit the AA after being hit with a frog splash, and he is now a Grand Slam champion. Finally, it took a while. It was always weird, I thought, when it was like, yeah, Cena's not ever won the IC title. You know, it always felt like kind of one of those weird things that you would ask people, like, "Are you sure? Like,
Yeah.
you sure he's not a Grand Slam champion?" You know, but he is now at the grand age of Google. John Cena is 48 years old.
Yeah.
I would have guessed that as well. I should have trusted myself. But yeah, man. Like I said, Phil, I didn't think the work was spectacular or anything, but the crowd loved it, and I thought they kind of did what they needed to do. Heel, babyface. The first couple of minutes, they didn't do anything. Like, because Dom tried to walk off. And then that immediately went into like a count out T spot with Cena getting into the ring. It was just like the first couple of minutes barely touched each other, bro. But yeah, man, what do you make of Cena finally becoming a Grand Slam champion, I guess?
Yeah, I mean, he's got 2 appearances left after Raw. He's
Mm-hmm.
got Survivor Series and, of course, his final appearance at Saturday Night Main Event. And so I thought the Dom match was probably going to happen at Survivor Series because I was like, yeah, the fans keep drawing attention to the fact that he's never been Intercontinental Champion. He's got to win this thing before he finishes up his career. And so the second Dom came out, I was like, oh, they're just going to do the match. It's Boston. You got a chance to make a moment in Boston. I don't see them waiting until Survivor Series. And that's exactly what they did. The match was whatever, but I mean, it was really for the moment. The match is really inconsequential. That makes me wonder, though, because Dom is in the tournament, I assume. Well, he's in the video package for the tournament, so he might be in
that he gets announced for it. It makes even more sense now, don't it? So.
Yeah, and we've already gotten the segment with Rhea, and so that makes me wonder, when is this Rhea match happening? Is that going to happen for the Mega Championship?
I think that's plausible. The King of the Luchador thing that he's running, it's like, who's going to take that crown off him? It's like Rhea would make a lot of sense for that. And obviously the AAA Mega Championship is kind of what Dom uses as being symbolic of that. So, yeah, man, I think you're probably on the money with that one still. So
yeah. But then that also makes me wonder, what is Cena's Survivor Series match? Or, if he's wrestling a Survivor Series, just do the Sheamus match, man. Come on. Come on.
Sheamus in the tournament, though, so it's not like they can... Do you know what I mean? Like, just run that match.
But I don't think Sheamus is winning this tournament. I think most of us think Sheamus.
Really?
No. I don't think he's winning this tournament. That's why I'm like, if you've already got a built-in story here that Sheamus has never been IC champion either. Just do the Sheamus match at
Complete
Survivor
his
Series.
Grand Slam as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. That's kind of one of the cool things with the tournament though, because it kind of puts like people's reasonings at the forefront that you can kind of, as a fan, almost make up yourself. Do you know what I mean? Like Sheamus, it's like, imagine if he retires Cena and he completes his Grand Slam. Obviously, in kayfabe, from his point of view, that's something, of course, that he would strive for. The Rusev element is like he wants to avenge that embarrassment. Do you know what I mean? He wants to avenge his biggest loss of his career and all that. And you know, he posted a clip of him on on Lana's podcast talking about like how he's gonna win the tournament and stuff. You know, who else was even like the Miz, bro? Like,
Yeah.
Miz is wrestling Jay, and Miz is wrestling Jay. I don't think Jay should win that match, bro.
I don't think he is gonna win.
I don't think Jay should win that match.
I don't think he is going to win. I think it makes a lot more sense for Miz to win and move on to face Melo in the next round.
Yeah, even without the Melo element, it's just that, like, Jay's in War Games, and it's just like no one's asking for that anyway. The Miz thing, even if Miz is one of those weird ones. Like, there's that small section of fans that probably do want him to be fucking Cena's last opponent, and then there's normal people. You know what I'm saying? But the normal people will also could that's kind of the person. You got to have somebody in the tournament, but you don't want to win the tournament. And I'm not just talking about a heel. You need to actually fucking scare people a little bit. You know, you can't all just be like, there's 8 people. Imagine like there's 8 people left in the tournament, and everyone's just like, I don't mind who it is. You know, all of them are great. Nah, fuck that, bro. Give me some stakes. Scare me with the Miz a little bit. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, I think he should definitely beat Jay though.
Yeah, we got our first teasers of the surprise entrance. They did the whole gumball opening, and it's like, yep, I think I'll keep that one to myself. Both Pierce and Nick Aldis did it.
Sleep, bro.
Yeah, I think that with the show coming up, Madison Square Garden, that's probably going to be Cardona.
Possibly.
In New York, like he's from Long Island, right?
I don't know what I don't know what they're gonna do, man. I don't know what they're gonna do because like with these I have a feeling that one of them is gonna definitely be Joe Hendry.
Yes.
So the other one being Matt Cardona.
Yeah.
I think will they go both surprises TNA? You know, I don't know. Well, Matt Cardona's not even technically TNA, no, is he? So, or is he? I can't remember. I never know what his status is, bro. He's just out here hustling, bro.
Kick it, Andes. Come on.
Hey, man. But yeah, I don't know if they go double TNA.
Yeah.
Who from NXT would you put in the tournament if you was to put? Because Javon's in it.
Yes.
Or would you just leave it at Javon? Because Javon's not beating Gunther, bro. Like,
no.
I don't even think I would want that, but you know.
Yeah, but see, like when you think of like the top men on NXT right now, other than the champion, other than the champions, like I don't see anybody that interesting. Like Ethan Page, of course, makes sense, but like you really want him to lose at the moment as North American champion?
You would depend to it too. Like if he lost to Sheamus or some shit, I wouldn't.
Yeah.
Yeah, Sheamus or
Rusev.
But
I don't see it being
like someone who's
Ricky.
like strong like that.
Yeah.
Ricky? No.
Yeah, I don't see it being Ricky.
Yeah. For that reason that you just said, and he's different when North American champion when you're a heel and you're doing shtick with Chelsea Green in Mexico. He's different than when you're like the world champ with the NXT title like Ricky is. So, especially when you beat Wild Guy Obafemi for that belt, and like you gotta carry that shit seriously, brother. You know.
Yeah, I mean, that was another, I think, unfortunate highlight from SmackDown is Chelsea winning the belt back. I do think that was the right call because I think that they still had something left on the table with Chelsea as champion. It felt like her reign ended abruptly, and I never understood why they did that. But boy, did I hate how they did Julia. It still just shows they don't know what they're doing with Julia. But
not a slight idea, bro.
Yeah, but at the only thing I could take away from it was, well, I never felt like Chelsea should have lost the belt anyway. So this is correcting something they shouldn't have done earlier this year anyway.
In the worst way possible, though. Like, correcting it by, okay, we'll rush the bout onto Julia, who we rushed up from a call up anyway, you know?
Yeah.
And
After
then
a
it's like,
forgettable Selena run as
yeah,
well. Like, yeah.
just, bro, terrible.
Yeah.
Terrible stuff. Terrible stuff. Don't know what they got going on over there. But yeah, man, shout out Cena. He's champ. The tournament, of course, we can always just speculate who will possibly be in it. Joe Hendry, Matt Cardona, any more NXT names. Trick Williams. What about Trick Williams?
Trick kind of makes sense, but I
It
mean,
does, doesn't it?
he's also got the match coming up with Ricky, right?
Oh, fucking no, but who cares, bro? Another
Who
one.
cares?
You know, like another one, bro. Like, fuck, man.
Do you think we see anybody from AAA?
Who?
I think Vikingo makes the most sense if you're going to use anybody from AAA.
He's, good on Vikingo. I know that ESPN writer's got him in like the top 8 under 20 wrestlers or whatever, but I'm good on Vikingo, man.
Where did all this Vikingo hate come from? People all of a sudden
It's
are
not.
like,
It's
out
not
on
hate. He's just, bro. The injuries. He can't do what he was doing a few years ago, bro. And you can see it. Then of course, like the whole like the weirdness with the AAA audience, with the whole what's his name, Del Rio stuff, where the crowd kind of turned on him, and now he's like this heel by fucking default, and it's just like, it's unfortunate, and it's funny because like every time, because when he came, I think like earlier this year or last year when he was getting injured like frequently, and everyone kept bringing up that Rey Mysterio quote. You know, when Ray was apparently Ray had that quote where he's like, yeah, I was talking to him, I was telling him like, yo, you gotta chill out on some of this shit, bro, basically. And it's just like, you look at him now and it's like his stock has definitely diminished. Like, yeah, he's got a WWE universe deal or whatever you want to call these AAA
universe.
deals. Yeah, man, like whatever we're calling these
universe deal.
But yeah, man, he's not the he's not the amazing like Vikingo of a few years ago, unfortunately, because like I kind of just briefly mentioned, he's still young. Do you know what I mean? He's still in his 20s, so.
I mean, if Penta's in the tournament, I wouldn't be mad at like Penta versus Vikingo as a first round matchup. Obviously, Penta's gonna win it, but I wouldn't be mad at that.
What about Hio Dr. Wagner Jr.? We can't be putting what's his name in, bro.
Mr. Iguana.
Yeah, we can't be putting Mr. Iguana in there. That can't be the one. Who else? That Galeno Dalmau. The big guy. I remember watching him a few years ago in like Noah and thinking, yo, this guy's got it, you know. Haven't watched a match since, but yeah. I think he's just signed the WWE AAA deal. Apparently, I remember reading that somewhere. It might have been in an Observer or some shit, but yeah, man.
Yeah, that's great. Yeah, unless they throw the curveball of all curveballs and throw the guy in AAA that has history with John Cena in this tournament.
I mean, really?
That'd be the craziest thing ever.
I mean, come on. Not this week.
Yeah, I don't see that ever happening.
Yeah, I think that's for everyone's benefit. To be fair. Okay, so what else happened on Raw then? Big highlights. We're hitting with the highlights, people. Yeah, War Games has been initiated. We even got Regal. To call out War Games. You know. Obviously, as we already know, it's going to be like the Vision, Logan Paul, and Cole. Whether that's Austin Theory, whether that's Brock Lesnar, we don't know. That's not been confirmed yet, obviously. Versus, well, he's shaping up to be kind of like an Avengers-style babyface team. You know, like say what you want about Jey Uso, the people love him, and the people have loved him. And if you're talking like babyfaces and beloved babyfaces on WWE roster, he would absolutely be up there. John Cena, Cody Rhodes, CM Punk speaks for itself. You know, if John Cena is in it, of course. I think there's a good chance John is in it, man. Because even then, when we was kind of like thinking of a few things he could possibly be doing, it's like War Games is easy, bro. Like, I know it's War Games and you know what I mean, but it's like when you actually think about it, like 48-year-old John Cena can kind of just play a few hits in there, lie in the corner, You know, he can just like he did in the chamber, bro. You know, like he can do that sort of shit. So, um, I think Cena, and of course, all the hints on the timeline. From the Corey, well, Ibu didn't hint it. He just straight up said Cena's going to be in War Games, but you know,
Yeah, I mean that would make sense why they got the Dom match out of the way. And I mean,
yeah,
having seen the Dom match, I don't think that was a pay-per-view worthy match.
he would have worked in front of a pay per view though, because again, like I was
It would
saying about
have,
the match
but
itself, because the crowd just ate it up, bro. Do you know what I
yeah, I
mean?
mean
Like, and they
that
always were. So
this was the right crowd for it. I think this made more sense. Um,
yeah,
I
yeah.
I wouldn't be mad at Cena in there. I do wonder though, now that Cody is confirmed on Punk's team. I don't know. Maybe this Drew thing is it's a way to throw us off because Drew's going to be on the heel team.
Maybe, especially if Razor's right in the chat what he said earlier about Mike Johnson saying that he's not filming.
Yeah, because I mean that's immediately what I thought. Because I predicted Cody was going to be on the babyface team anyway, and I figured that was going to be the way to move forward with the Drew storyline by putting Drew on the other team. And then Drew also has a problem with everybody else on the other team. He doesn't like the Bloodline, doesn't like Roman, don't like Punk. So, of course, he would side with those guys.
Yeah, you still got to round out a few people on the babyface team, even still with those three. So you got, I think LA Knight was one of the names mentioned. Jacob Fatu, obviously he's out. I guess we'll see what happens, but King Tristan said in the chat they got Knight on ad break promos now. Low where is it? Bro, I love LA Knight, you know, bro. I swear, like, I watched because obviously I'm in England anyway, so I'll get all the ad break promos and stuff just normal. But I just love how LA Knight. I've probably said this on a million podcasts, you know, but I just love how he just cuts professional wrestling promos, bro. Like he's not going out there.
Right.
He's not trying to cut like the promo of the year and do some like you know when some people like someone with a good promo try and do like some long backstory promo and they're trying to like cut an all time promo. It's just like, alright, bro. Like he just goes out there. He says, "I'm the man. I'm gonna kick your ass. I'm gonna win the belt." And let me talk to you, and like that's like it's just professional wrestling promos, bro. I love it, man.
He just gets it. I mean, he was one of the few things that I liked about NWA Power when he was Eli Drake over there, like, and he was cutting promos over there. You could see it there, like this guy just got it. It's something about him, and it's really surprising that the push continues to be stalled with him. But the issue to me with current WWE is they've got their set of main event guys that are big stars, and it's really, really hard to get past that. It's really hard to get put on that list because I mean, that's always been the thing with me with some of the other people that people are like, oh, this person should be world champion, this person should be world champion, and so it's like, all right, well, can that person conceivably be Cody Rhodes, Roman Reigns, CM Punk now, like all of the guys that are clearly the chosen guys over there. And I think that's the issue with where LA Knight is. Like I just can't conceivably
He's not in
see
the club,
them,
bro.
Yeah, I just don't see them putting LA Knight over some of those names.
Yeah, that's the problem with WWE in general at the moment. To be honest, it's one of, but it's one of the biggest. It's kind of like the that VIP clubhouse at the top of the pecking order. You know, it seems harder than it has been in years to break into that.
Yeah, it's I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know, man. But for whatever it's worth, I think LA Knight is I think he's main event world champion material. Whether there's a pathway where he can conceivably actually get there one day is another question in it, because it feels like that moment may have even been and gone, because he peaked so high when he first broke through in WWE and stuff, when he first became like LA Knight again, and he dropped all that Max Dupree bullshit, and he came out of that Bray Wyatt feud and he was just on fire, and he just kept going and going and going to the point where Roman was like, I want to work with him. And he beat him, but he got on the Tribal Chiefs radar, bro. He obviously, like I said, he's not at that peak now, but even though he's not, I still think he's capable. You know what I mean? I still think, like I just said, I think he's still world champion material. To be honest, he's great, man. I love LA Knight. Got a lot of time for him. But yeah, hopefully he's in War Games. I'd actually like to see him in War Games, bro. I'd like to see him in War Games.
Yeah, I think just the tension of him being in there with other guys like Punk he doesn't get along with. But yeah, I don't know. It kind of feels like it's going to be Jay. Well, it is Jay already.
Yeah,
It feels
Jay's
like it's
already
going to
Jay.
be Big Jim and Roman.
Big Jim. Yeah, not sort of putting the Avengers together, bro. Big Jim classes as an Avenger to me.
Yeah, so that spot's going to be either Big Jim, Cody, or LA Knight.
So we got Cody, Punk, Jay.
Definitely going to be Roman.
Then it's going to be Roman, Jimmy, LA Knight, and obviously Jacob Fatu can't make it, but he was apparently originally scheduled to be in it. So, yeah, someone King Tristan again in the chat. Big Jim broke a toe for the family last year. That's real. That's like real shit, bro. You know,
what a guy.
I remember when he jumped in there and he was doing Whisper of the Winds and shit. Like he did, like like you do your hot tag when you go in there. It was like, bro, man's were like, yo, what's Jimmy been taking, bro? He's on fire,
bro. I'm telling you, big Jim Truther over here. I've always felt like Jim is the better of the two. I've always felt that way.
Jimmy's the man. No, we've had this convo before. I think not like pretty recently, but I'll go back and forth on it. I'll go back and forth over the years because, yeah, I think over the years there's been times, even as a tag team, where Jim's been better than Jay, Jay's been better than Jim, and then obviously as there's been singles people, Jay at the start was of course the one emerging and stuff, and Jim was kind of even at the end of the tag run, bro, Jim was looking a bit shaky in those tags. You get me? But yeah. Yeah, but yeah, I like Jim at the moment, but he's doing good shit. So
I died laughing at Punk calling for Regal, and I was like, but wait, wait a minute. Didn't we read a report at one point? And then
he's done that on purpose, bro. You know.
So even Regal coming in and yelling War Games, and you could see Punk off to the side trying hard not to laugh, and I was like, this guy, man.
He knows what he's doing. He plays those games, bro. He's online. He pretends he's not here. He's online. Do you think Punk ever comes back to Twitter?
No.
Never.
I don't know what it is. He's made his home on Instagram. That's where he does a lot of his posting. And I think he prefers being over there where, it's not a lot of responses to him. He can just, get his posts off and leave. And so I don't think he is. I think he's comfortable in IG. I wouldn't be surprised if he has a burner, though.
Definitely, he has one.
Would not be surprised.
I can all but confirm it. Do you know what I mean? Like I haven't seen it myself. You know what I'm saying? But he knows what's going on in it. You know them ones. So shout out CM Punk. But yeah, on the women's War Games as well, Io and Rhea finally came back. I think the shows missed them. I don't think the shows have been terrible or anything like that, but it's just like it's Io Scott and Rhea Ripley, bro. Like, they're two of the best people in the entire company. So, of course, and it's always fun to see like the Rhea pop.
Yes.
It's like the way because they know what they're doing. It's almost like they use her like Austin in those scenarios. Like they let it build and build and build, and the mommy chants, and it's like she comes out. It's like this is more brutality, and the way it's almost like the glass shattering, bro. That this is more brutality. Like the place fucking erupts, man. And I love to say, I love just seeing stars, bro, be fucking loved by masses of people like Rhea is. So cool comeback.
This was one of those shows where WWE shows that. All right, once they want to put their foot on the pedal, they can still do good things. And you can tell that they knew they were going to have a big crowd for this show. For Cena, they were going to sell a lot of tickets off of Cena's last appearance in Boston. And the crowd was great throughout the night. So you did get great reactions like stuff for Rhea and Io's return. And I thought that it was a good use of that, put it on this card because you had a good crowd for it. And say what you will about WWE this year, they know how to book moments.
They're not the rest around it.
Yeah, they know how to milk a moment. The rest of the stuff around it can be very hit or miss.
Definitely, but yeah, that was after the main event, which was the Kabuki Warriors winning the women's tag titles from Charlotte and Alexa. Heartbreaking, I know, people, to see the not best friends finally drop the world tag team titles. They had a really good run, man. They had a really good run. I enjoyed some of their matches. It was unfortunate that I thought last night's main event didn't quite reach the heights of some of their other defenses.
Yeah, yeah,
There was times where it was a little bit clunky on different rhythms, especially with like Charlotte and Asuka, But that's another conversation for another day. The match wasn't bad at all, though.
no.
And
Uh,
yeah, the Kabuki Warriors get the win after Lash Legend and Nia Jax, who, of course, linked up with each other from SmackDown on Friday. They got involved at the end, and Lash Legend, yeah, man, she's making waves on the main roster. And of course, when Rhea came out and made the save, Rhea did the whole War Games announcement, so it looks like Lash is going to be in War Games as well. That's a huge opportunity for her on a big pay per view. And that forearm, bro.
great.
That forearm that she nailed Io. Io sold and bumped through it really well as well. That was definitely part of what made it look so good. But Jesus, jeez.
Yeah, I agree. The Allies of Convenience was a good run for Charlotte. She needed something like that after the start of the year. Very shaky return to WWE. People were not happy with her winning the Women's Royal Rumble match. And I think taking her out of the title picture was a good move. This was also why I thought that the Jade stuff worked on SmackDown, because when you did have the Jade and Charlotte interaction, it kind of felt like, okay, now Charlotte re-entering the title picture, it works. You got a matchup that people are interested in, and you've got a heel that people will boo in Jade. So it makes more sense. And I kind of love also Charlotte trying to big business Jade, like, okay, you won a championship. I won a lot of championships. Get it. I'll see you later. You're still here. Like, get out of the way.
Yeah, and Jade was kind of like visibly annoyed by it as well. But
Visibly gotten to by it. Stood back there during her entire entrance. They got all the way down the ramp to the ring, and she still was standing up there. I thought that was great.
yeah, man. Charlotte and Alexa, they for the greater good people. Of course, the Kabuki Warriors, no problem with them winning the titles. Of course, with the kind of the run that they've been on recently, it makes a lot of sense as well. I was just looking for. I was gonna tweet this, but you know how Twitter is. But like, it was before Jade. Like, it was obvious that Jade was gonna like just smoke Tiffany. Like after they did the quote unquote heel turn with her, like the big angle with her, and it was just like, you look at the SmackDown tag division. No, the SmackDown women's division. Sorry, and it was just like, Bianca's injured, Naomi's pregnant, Tiffany's reign was way past tired. This was like a few weeks ago. And it was just like, can the current SmackDown women's division afford to have Charlotte and Alexa be in the tag division? You know?
Yeah.
It's like, you look at the rest of the division, it's like Zelina, Candice, Nia Jax, Michin, B Fab, Alba Fire, Chelsea Green, Jay Cargill, and Julia. It's like, bro, it's just for the greater good, I think. Just get Charlotte and Alexa in like big singles position on SmackDown. But,
Yeah. Unfortunately, even though the way they ended the United States Championship, I think that's kind of the idea behind having Julia lose that way as well. Because that just fits their backwards way of booking, of going, hey, give her a big loss so that you can build her back up.
You don't think it's a burial then?
No. I think they're fully invested in Julia. I just think that they're not
spooky though.
I think they're invested in Julia. I just think that it's not the same, and it's very clear it's not the same as the way they're invested in Stephanie, for example. But I don't know. I just don't think that they know what to do with her at the moment, man. And
yeah, I don't think they've got a slight clue, to be honest, bro.
I don't know. But I agree with you. I think that at this point, the SmackDown women's division needs more big stars for single matches like Alexa. And we were talking even before we got on here and how I don't feel like they've truly capitalized on Alexa since she's been back. And I think that putting her in a match with Jade would be big. Jade being able to throw a smaller opponent like Alexa around and have that kind of match, I think that would really work for her. And I mean, Alexa hasn't been in the title picture like that since she's been back. She hasn't had a world title match since she's been back.
Yeah, she hasn't. Yeah, she definitely could have done more, especially when you think of all the heat that she came in with, the momentum that she came with from that Rumble, And she's had a nice past. Like, this run with Charlotte's been nice, man. Like, it hasn't been like groundbreaking and amazing. It's been pretty amazing from the Charlotte point of view because we've got to see something completely different. For Alexa, it's just business as usual. She's just good at TV, bro. It's what she does. But yeah, she's had a nice past few months. I wouldn't say she's had a great year though.
No, I wouldn't say that either.
When she
But
should
yeah,
have. She should have. So
yeah, but I thought the tag match was good for what it was. I mean, I think we all expected Kabuki Warriors to win with the story they've been building with Asuka. Uh, Asuka coming backstage after the singles match with Charlotte and Naya and doing the mist in the medical room was hilarious. And they're clearly building to probably Kabuki Warriors versus Rhea and Io for the titles. And I think that works.
yeah, it does. It does. But yeah, man. So that's the women's war games and the tag titles. Elsewhere in the women's division, Nikki Bella turned heel on Stephanie because she turned on a friend, man. And yeah, we all knew it was coming. I
Yes.
wasn't quite expecting it to happen this quick, you know.
Yeah.
But still, it was obviously something that they're gonna get to and kind of just get it over and done with, kind of thing. It seems. Nikki on this run, like her attitude towards her approach to this run has popped me quite a lot. You know, so like Nikki Bella was never like great in ring or anything, and she has stunk it out like a couple times. You know, but not every time. She's had a few, passable
Come on, man.
matches out there. Yeah,
Nick Strong style, Nikki Sour.
hey man, she's done a thing, like yes, some of the matches I'd say probably like two of the matches or so have been unfortunate, but it seems like she's been very kind of like locked in to get fully involved with the roster. Like it's no part-time bullshit, you know what I mean? She's very happy to just put people over. Like she's been pinned by Roxanne twice, she even won. No, she must have won like her first Raw match, but yeah, she's lost a few matches, bro. And yeah, she seems like she genuinely does like believe a lot in this women's locker room and wants to. If she can help out, she can help out. And obviously, the big part of it for her has been like, can I hang with the roster? And I guess it depends on how much longer she's got in this run. I think she'll probably get to a place where she feels like she can. She's obviously about to compete for the world title, it seems, against Stephanie Becker, so she'll definitely see a level there. She'll definitely see where she's at because Stephanie's probably going to run circles around her, bro. But we'll see how it goes, man. Stephanie, of course, was heartbroken by all this. Poor Stephanie, man. Poor Stephanie.
They always have to do it. My friend betrayed me. They have to do it every time, but we all saw it coming. I think it at least made sense with the stuff that they've been doing with Nikki since the Becky Lynch matchup. She keeps trying harder and harder each match, and she's been getting better and better with more reps each match, and she just can't get a win. And you can see the frustration. So, I get the motivation for the heel turn, but I also think Nikki's just one of those wrestlers that is a legend. She's a very polarizing legend, and I just don't think she gets the credit she deserves for her time on top during the Divas era, especially with what the Divas era was considered. And like a lot of people consider that, rightfully creative misstep for WWE with the women. But I think there's a reason why Nikki has so much respect and so much equity with women wrestling fans. And every time she comes back, it seems like she wants to try to do what Trish did and, prove to people I can work. I'm not just somebody that was picked in an era that didn't focus on in-ring work. I can actually work. And I mean, some of the matches since she have been back hasn't been great, but I do think people are very hard on her sometimes. I think people are unnecessarily hard on her sometimes.
Yeah, probably. Most of the women from that era, bro, it's very they get dismissed, don't they? So it doesn't surprise me that like obviously it's different eras. Trish was quite a bit before Nikki, but it doesn't surprise me that people from that era that are highly regarded by WWE want to come back with a little bit of a chip on their shoulder, bro, because that's what we're seeing. That's literally what we're seeing from Nikki now. Now, how much she proves herself remains to be seen, but we'll see. I've enjoyed Nikki's inclusion on in WWE. It hasn't been too intrusive, It's funny to say that now because she's literally going into a world title program, But thus far, it hasn't been too intrusive. You get me? So
yeah, you've got so many options now with Nikki back, and then you've got AJ coming back as in part time. I don't know if AJ is still in the conversation for the War Games match, but you've got so many other possibilities for AJ, especially with Nikki Bella back as a heel.
Yeah, I think she's gonna be in the War Games match allegedly. So nothing's changed. Yeah, yeah. I think she's captain, but
Really?
we'll see.
It's not Rhea?
Well, you'd assume that now, wouldn't you? But reports with reports on that.
Hmm.
But
They only
yeah.
doing that because Punk's the captain of the men's team.
You tell me, they might not even be doing it, bro. Like that. Like they might not even be doing it. So let's not get too
I mean, she
attached to
did get a
that. But I
mention
think
last
she'll be
night.
in it. I think she'll be in it.
Yeah, she did get a mention last night. I think that was probably intentional.
Yeah, of course. It always is. um, but yeah, man. What else did we get on Raw? Back to the Cena tournament, of course. Javon versus Gunther set. Solo versus a mystery opponent set. We kind of already tossed around a few names of who that could be. Sheamus defeated Shinsuke to advance. Rusev defeated Damian Priest. Damian Priest has got an injured eye because of Aleister Black. The fireball and the whatnot, So yeah, those guys are advancing. So yeah, again, I'd like a bracket, but you get what you give them.
Bracket? What bracket?
Yeah. So yeah, that was
Yeah.
Anything else from Raw you'd want to highlight?
Yeah, we basically hit all of the finer notes. I
Nothing.
mean, yeah, I thought it was a good show overall. It's easily been the most easy watch for most of the WWE shows most weeks. Even if it's not that great, you could just throw it on and it's an easy watch. SmackDown is a little bit harder to get through sometimes.
It's a mess, bro. It's a graveyard. It's a graveyard over there, man. It's just not. It's just not working, man. I didn't watch SmackDown live this Friday, so I kind of I watched it unfold through the eyes of Twitter. Bro, bro. You'd think it was like the worst show ever.
Yeah,
Like,
I think it's also apparent that Netflix wants the big stars on Netflix, and I think that's why we've been seeing Roman on Raw mostly. He hasn't been on SmackDown in a while, and that used to be
show, man.
That used to be his show, and Roman has been mostly on Netflix for most of the year. Even Cody's been on Raw a lot this year, and it just shows Netflix is probably kind of throwing their weight around. Like, yeah, we want the big stars over here.
Yeah, so yeah, it's a mess over there, bro. I don't know what the fuck's going on over there. Like Julie, obviously, as we already mentioned, she lost the US title in like 90 seconds. The R-Truth Bull segment, bro. What the fuck was that?
Oh my god!
They announced the Miz versus Jey Uso. Like, come on, the MFTs are the top heel faction on the whole show. They had Talatanga destroyed Ray Phoenix. There was no finish in the main event. What else? Jade's first match as champ is B-Fab. Shout out those ladies. But it's just like that's not great matchmaking, is it? Yeah, man, I mean, there was some positives. Obviously, like I already said, Jay's presentation I thought was great. Ilya had his open challenge. Give him as much credit as you want for that. Whatever. Cody versus Alice stuff was pretty decent until the non-finish in the main event. But yeah, man, it's just a mess over there, bro. Like it's not 100% bad. Like I said, there is a few silver linings, but it's a mess over there. Fans have been calling out how bad the show is literally all year, and nothing changes. It's mad. Like it's just Road Dogg, the fucking crackhead. Take the pen away from him, man. It's not even just a shitty creative and a lopsided roster though. It just looks kind of I guess kind of to your Netflix point a little bit, but less so about the talent. It just looks and feels like a less cared about show, SmackDown, bro.
It does.
Like Raw on Netflix, it's like a whole premiere, Like, yeah, the downtime and the video package is like it's nauseating, and a lot of it really isn't for me, like Raw, and just WWE in general. But Raw on Netflix, it feels big every single week from a presentation point of view. SmackDown hasn't felt this B show in so long, bro. Like it's just right now, it's just a B tier WWE show in like every aspect.
Yeah, it's definitely you've definitely felt the change since the move from Fox back to USA. And I think initially moving to 3 hours for SmackDown made it a slog, and then just this
Oh,
creative
brutal.
period, it's been not great. It's been a really rough year for SmackDown.
Brutal, bro. That 3 hour, you just reminded me. I just had like
Yeah.
traumatic flashbacks, bro. PTSD, like 3 hours SmackDown. That was a horrible era, bro.
Yeah.
That was horrible. Oh my god, that was horrible, man. Yeah, SmackDown's a mess, man. And I know the USA network isn't in some like really strong negotiating position as a network, and the suits usually care more about like the names on the show rather than like the quality of the shows. But I guess with the TV ratings going down, even if you consider kind of the difference in how they're calculated, like they're going down, bro. Like so, surely like the slop that WWE are serving up right now can't be having the USA network jumping up and down for joy, you know?
Yeah. I just think both shows, like you said, it feels very lopsided at this point. Raw feels like the bigger event every week, and SmackDown just feels like it's just kind of there.
Yeah, so one, like I said, it's not always for me, like the way they do Raw and stuff. But it's, if you're giving them credit, it's like they do make Raw feel like a big special event, you know. And I'm sure if you go there live, it feels that same way as well. So, I mean, SmackDown's just kind of like a show, you know. It's just kind
Mhm.
of there. And it's terrible. You know, it's not even just. It's not just about. Probably wouldn't even notice a lot of these things that I'm bringing up. But it's like when the show's terrible, it makes you like look at the details. You know, so it's you
Yeah.
know, and don't get me wrong, Raw's far from flawless. So that makes it even worse. You know what I mean? Raw's not exactly some great show. I don't think like they have pretty decent shows and stuff, and yeah, it's pretty steady, but it's still a million miles better than SmackDown. You know.
Yeah.
So
Sammy was trying his best to carry the show with the open challenges at one point. That was really the highlight of the week for some periods. But
still
yeah,
is now with Ilya,
yeah.
really.
Yeah,
Still,
Dragunov is also doing really great with the open challenge concept, but yeah, the rest of the show,
hopefully the Jade stuff is like good, you know. Because like I said, her presentation was like promising, you know. Like she looked great. She looked great. She sounded great. She was presented great. It was like I said, the presentation was really strong for Jade as world champ. So we'll see, we'll see. But yeah, man, me and Joe were live for members on Friday. And he pointed out something that I think's true, and it's like whenever somebody in WWE is like struggling or not doing cool shit, and they happen to be on SmackDown as well. Like 90% of the time, the only solution people bring up is say like, get off Raw to SmackDown. Like that shouldn't always be the answer. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, oh, just get them
yeah,
off SmackDown. Like that's always the answer, bro. Like, man's talk about SmackDown, like how fans spoke about WWE and AEW in like 2019, 20. Like, whenever somebody in WWE was involved in like some wrestle crap or garbage, it was always just like, oh, save them AEW, or oh, Tony Khan wouldn't do this, and that's like WWE Raw and SmackDown now, bro. People's every time someone's doing garbage on SmackDown, it's just like, oh, get them off SmackDown, get them on Raw, man. Just get them on Raw, man. It's like, is that really the answer, or should we just like make SmackDown a competent fucking show? You know, like surely SmackDown doesn't have to be this fucking terrible, bro. Like,
yeah,
so
yeah.
you know.
Agreed. I could, and it's funny because I have absolutely done the same thing because I've been saying for months, like, man, get Drew off SmackDown, man. Get Drew back on Raw, man.
That's what I'm saying, bro. It's not always the solution, man. It's just like it's like, also, like Julia as well. So many people said it about Julia, and it's just like Julia's problem isn't the color of the brand she's on. It's fucking the fact
It's
that
direction.
creative just
Yeah,
have nothing for her, you know. And I'm sure if Triple H actually had some good ideas for her, she wouldn't even be on SmackDown in the first place, bro. So you know,
yeah,
um, yeah, it's just it's very creatively bankrupt over there at the moment. So yeah, I don't know if they need a big. I'll just do a big draft and just sort the roster out first and foremost, you know. Um, but
yeah.
yeah, well,
I still don't understand with Julia why they don't just let Julia talk. Julia is a better talker than people think, and her English is pretty good. I don't know why they don't just let her
her
talk.
confidence in her English is really bad though.
Yeah,
You
I
can
just
see. He's one of the things I always pointed out in NXT. It's like her English isn't even that bad, but like, when Stephanie and Julia were down there at the same time, it was like Stephanie didn't give a fuck.
no.
Like she'll go in and out of Spanish. She'll do some Spanglish. She don't give a fuck, and she'll talk with real conviction and confidence and stuff. Sure, I spoke about this on a stream before, but with Julia, you could see, like when she would do the live promos in NXT, you could see that she was a little bit in her own head, and that's
Yeah,
why like when she was called up, I was like, why are they calling her up? They better have something for her, and evidently they didn't. Like, and throwing the US title on her for no reign doesn't count as having something for her.
no.
But like, yeah, I thought like her getting called up so I'd say prematurely was like, oh yeah, they've clearly got an idea for her and they didn't. But yeah, I think she should still be in NXT now. To be honest,
Yeah.
until kind of like she brushed up her confidence in her live speaking in front of the US audiences. And in ring and stuff, it was nothing like that. And as an actual professional wrestler performer and stuff, yeah, it's great. Do you know what I mean? But it's like the fact that she's been called up ahead of Blake Monroe or a Jordan Grace who have had like success on national television before, it's like it doesn't make any fucking sense to me. Like Julia should be doing what they're doing now and still kind of like just building her confidence up in America. You get me? Like it's not like they needed to call her up to draw money or anything. Julia's not a big draw in the US. Like what the fuck are we doing? Like what are we saying here? Like
See, Monty, you're making this mistake of thinking, oh, this person had success somewhere else. Put them on the main roster because people know who they are. WWE still thinks they have to do this thing of bring someone in, rebuild them in our image, and then when the stuff we do,
Jordan's fucking. She was in the Rumble and everything, bro. Like the WWE audience know who she is.
this is what they do. They do it all the time. Bring somebody in, rebuild them in our image, and then here, do this thing that you were doing over there because that's going to get over here. And then they act like it's their success. They do it all the time. Look at what it's essentially what they're doing with Jade. They spent the whole 2 years or so
Yeah,
not doing the heel
literally.
turn. Now they're doing the heel turn. She's back to using her same catchphrase and everything. And it's like, look, we figured it out.
Yeah, it's just, but yeah, it's super odd to me that, like I said, Julius for me got called up prematurely when they've got talent down there. But even to your point, even if that is the case, and you're just looking at the talent, it's like, why would they pick Julia over? Do you know what I mean?
I
The
didn't
hot
understand.
blonde Blake Monroe or the powerhouse Jordan Grace that the audience is, that obviously they've got better experience with like live speaking and all these other things as well. And it just like, I don't know, it just doesn't make, even especially now that they had clearly no ideas for the US title run. It just don't make no sense to me, bro. Like, why is she even on the main roster at the moment? It don't.
Yeah,
And that's nothing against Julia at all. Like, I love Julia. I think she's great. I think she's got crazy star potential, bro. But not if they're doing it like this.
yeah. When both Stephanie and Julia got caught up at the same time, I saw the play. I was like, oh, they're clearing out for Blake. They're clearing out for Blake to come over and have like the NXT run of winning the North American Championship and winning the main belt eventually, and then again trying to make her into a WWE wrestler. Like they want to be able to be like WWE. WWE invested hard in Blake and made Blake a star. Let's just completely get away from any of that Mariah stuff. That happened over here. No, we made Blake Blake.
Yeah, so it's all just baffling to me, man. It's all just the Julia situation. Truly is just. I don't know what the thinking is behind any of it is. But like I said, nothing against her. I think I like Julia a lot, man. I think she has a crazy, unique potential that company is not seeing at the moment. Sean seemed to have a better idea of it, but this is where I'm always at with WWE now, Phil. I think it's like last week as well, where I was just like, fuck it, give Sean the pen, bro. Fuck it, man. Like, it's fucked. It's so fucked. I don't rate Sean at all. I think he's like, bro, Shawn Michaels spends half his time at the PC stoned and just nodding at people's ideas, bro. Like, that's just what he does, ain't he? Like, that's
Yeah,
Shawn shows up to work and just nods at people's ideas, smokes a joint out the back, like he's chilling, you get me? Like, that's all he does. And nothing he could do could possibly be worse than what they got going on over at SmackDown at the moment.
Yeah,
So
remember that time I threw somebody through a barbershop window? Let's do something like that. Like that's
yeah, yeah,
yeah,
like it's just, and like I said, he just nods at people's ideas. Like, yeah, we'll do that.
yeah.
Yeah, if you want to say that, you can say that.
He's he's
Yeah, just
he's easygoing guy over there. But yeah, nah, couldn't be worse than Brian with
but
the pin on SmackDown.
how bad was that Logan Paul promo last night when he kept doing, like he kept doing the crack joke, like, oh, I don't get cracked. And it's like, bro, like,
The-
come on, man. Like,
This
he
is
is criminal, Like, it's not in my head. Like, it's not something like, oh, I'm a Logan Paul. I don't even hate the Paul brothers like that. Like, maybe I probably should in it because they're not exactly fucking great role models for the kids out there or anything. But like, I don't even hate the Paul brothers like that. Like, they don't get under my skin like that, like they do for a lot of people, But Jesus, these Logan Paul promos,
terrible,
they're
bro.
terrible, bro.
Terrible, bro. I was trying to explain this to somebody a few days ago because I don't like Logan Paul. I think that he, for the most part, seems pretty insufferable. He
Yeah,
seems like a not great person, and I could look past that because there are a lot of people in wrestling that are not great people, but they're incredibly entertaining. And I think that the biggest knock against him is he seems like an annoying person in regular life, and he hasn't found a way to transition that into being an entertaining wrestler. And it just doesn't like when he came out last week and I was like, of all people, Logan Paul, CM Punk, I have no interest in that. But if he had came out and cut this fire promo and got me interested in it, sure. But he came out and the promo stunk last week. The promo stunk this week. I just have no interest in this guy, bro. And the matches are going to be fine. All of his matches are usually pretty
I
good,
don't
but
know.
everything getting to
I
there
don't
is
know,
like,
man.
oh
Are
man.
they? I don't
Well,
know. I
again,
won't be that confident.
I think the biggest knock against him is it just still feels like Logan Paul is a guy playing at a wrestler. It doesn't feel like he's a fully formed wrestling character.
Yeah, literally the same thing Mum was saying, like, however many a year or two ago. And it's like nothing's really changed. And it's like it's funny because it's like everybody, I guess from like the WWE point of view, tries to like praise the fact that he's quote unquote full time, and it's like he's not full time, bro.
No, he's
And it's
not.
like now that we're 2 years in or whatever it is, and he's not actually really getting any better. It's kind of it's very grating because it's like I don't know because he was so like good as a beginner. Do you
Mhm.
know what I mean? It's kind of I guess allowed him to kind of like coast and not really improve that much over the next few months and years. So it's yeah, that promo last night was terrible. It just came to my mind and I was like, Jesus Christ, that was fucking terrible. When he was
Yeah.
talking about getting cracked and shit, I was like, and he did it like 5 times and the crowd weren't like trying to do like young slang and like it's just bro, what are we doing? Like,
Yeah, I didn't like anything about it. Yeah,
terrible, terrible,
Logan,
terrible.
the Logan Paul stuff is just not for me, man. I've tried. It's just not for me.
And neither is SmackDown. Yeah, SmackDown's terrible. Yeah, SmackDown's terrible, people. It's just what else we got then? The AEW latest. So we'll talk about the PWI Women's 250. Mercedes Moné, Tony Storm on the cover because Mercedes Moné, our CEO, is the #1 ranked wrestler for 2025 by PWI. Shout out to her. I believe it's her first time winning or ranking #1, which is I think to some people that would be surprising, but I think when
Yeah,
you really really think about it, maybe not that surprising.
no, I don't think it
When
is.
you look at like through each year, but yeah, man, she didn't even rank in like the past like 3 years. Me and Phil were kind of talking about it before we went live, and it's just because like, but again, like when you think about it, it makes sense because it's like, okay, the one year she walked out of WWE, and obviously she was off the mat for a while. She comes back, breaks her ankle, she's out again for a while, and then last year she didn't quite have enough, just under the threshold for the amount of matches that she had. So yeah, she's back on the list this year and she's topping it, bro. She's topping it. So shout out to Mercedes, of course. She's won a gazillion bouts. I say that as a compliment. I don't say that derogatory because I think what she's doing with this bout collecting run is really cool. I love, especially in this day and age, a champion that genuinely will be a world champion and go around the world and do so. Even when it was Even when it was just Kenny Omega doing fucking Japan, TNA, and AEW, like it popped me a lot, bro. You know, um, that sort of stuff pops me a lot. Even like to a lesser extent right now, like Takeshita. Do you know what I mean? Like he's an AEW signed star, and obviously he goes to New Japan. And he's the man over there as well. Um, and Mercedes going to all these different countries, a real traveling champion like that. Just that pops me a lot. It's not really something you see in this century, to be honest. Do you know what I mean? It's not really something we've seen since like the fucking 80s, 90s and stuff. You don't get traveling world champions and shit anymore. So I've loved it. I think obviously all the promoters from these indie promotions, they love it and they always put her over at every opportunity. All the things that
Yeah.
we were speaking out like a week or two ago, Phil, when we was talking about EO and Mercedes. Um, yeah, the promoters love it. Yeah, some of the fans are divisive about it. She has her haters, but that's part of the beauty, you know, because when she finishes number one, tears on the timeline, you know what I'm saying? So, one of the greatest women's wrestlers of all time, undeniably. And the undeniable PWI Women's 250 number one this year. So, yeah, man, shout out Mercedes.
Yeah.
We're big fans, aren't we, Phil?
Big fan. Yeah, there was no way she was not going to be number one. And this was the year. I think in the past, you could say she could have been higher on the list or she should have been number one before, but she's never really had like a great title reign with WWE. And I think that was
Mm-hmm.
always the thing that held her back, especially for a kayfabe list that, relies so much on accomplishments and storylines. I don't think they ever booked her well enough in WWE for her to have like an undeniable year where she was number one.
Yeah, Tristan again, 2022 should have been her year, but yeah. Yeah, it was a shame that happened, but we're here now, you know? We're here now.
Yeah. But yeah,
Twan
well,
Mac, the go on,
uh,
Phil.
I was just gonna say, well deserved. It really
Yeah,
couldn't be anybody else.
yeah. Twan Mac says the cover could have been so much better than that. Yeah, man. Nothing against the guys at PWI. I seen Kevin on the timeline explaining to Mercedes why they went with the red and stuff, and they got to do their thing over there. Would never want to bury them, but yeah, that cover's not great. And I think
Ye-
with Mercedes, yeah, obviously with Mercedes being number one, like think of all the possibilities and opportunities you have to do something like really cool. Like I was saying to Phil before we went live, like we all know Mercedes would love a theme or some shit, or you could have done like a really cool photo shoot with like 10 different belts or however many belts she had at the time you did the photo shoot. Um, you could have done a million different ones. Like Mercedes would have loved. Mercedes probably would have like booked the day to just do a photo shoot for that. Do you know what I mean? Like she's that sort of person. So like,
yeah, I,
yeah, it's kind of a
I,
little bit of a shame that it was just seemingly
I,
I don't know, some backstage AEW photos that they used.
I don't want to be a conspiracy guy, but I feel like after the men's list came out and so many people were like, "Oh, this is a WWE pill list. Why is Cody number one?" And then you come back with the women and you push back so hard, have two AEW women on the cover to point out, Tony's number two, Mercedes is number one. After Tony was number one last year.
It's not a bad conspiracy, to be honest.
It almost feels like it's like, look, we fuck with AEW too. Look, AEW is
Hmm.
on the cover on this, and I don't think that should have been a move. I think you're right. I think Mercedes should have had the cover by herself. You had the chance to have her on there with all the belts, and you could have did something really cool. Um, but yeah, I don't think that we needed two women on the cover. And I mean, I know that they've done things with the men, like when even Cody being on the cover this year, and you had multiple people on the cover. But I think you could have done a better cover than that. It isn't the biggest deal in the world to me. I was surprised as many people were slamming the cover this morning
It's
when I
because it's
saw it.
Mercedes, bro. She's too stylish for all that, man. You get me? Like people, there's an aesthetic with the CEO, bro. When people are like hoping Mercedes is on the PWI cover. No, when people are hoping she's number one, you gotta think like all her fans. Well, a big percentage of her fans are thinking about, you know, how she's gonna fucking eat up on the cover. You know what I'm saying? So,
Yeah, no, the crew
like,
was ready to go with this, and they were like, "Wait, what's Tony doing here?" And I know people are also kind of having Tony fatigue at the moment, which is unfortunate because Tony has had a fantastic year, and she
oh, I love
deserves
Tony,
all of
man.
her flowers. And I hate when you see things like this, and people are like, "Oh, well, why is Tony here?" And it's like, yeah.
I
I
love
get it.
Tony, bro.
And it's not her fault. And she deserves this number 2 spot. I think she's had an incredible year. Beating the number 1 wrestler on this list on a massive stage, like All In
Yes.
Texas, and having the title reign she had this year, having the match she had at Revolution with Mariah, and being a part of a big storyline, definitely deserved. Were you surprised? I don't have the top 10 in front of me, but were you surprised that EO dropped that low? That EO dropped out of
Yes.
the top 5?
Yeah. EO below both Tiffany and Stephanie as like the other WWE women in the top 5 is like crazy to me.
Yeah, I think most people are going to say Tiffany is the egregious one, but um,
I think less so because of the criteria, and it like she's been
yeah.
undefeated pretty much all year until she just lost to Jade. So, and obviously that was outside of the criteria. So I don't even know if Tiffany lost a fucking match in the whole
No,
criteria
I mean,
time. Do you know what I mean? So
I think at the time, didn't we predict that Tiffany would be number 3?
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
So I knew Tiffany was going to be top 5. I don't know why people were surprised by that with the year she's had, with the title reign she had, and the like you said, the criteria. It only made sense for her to be top 5.
Because did you
Stephanie,
know Lyric revealed this thing to me because I didn't know this because I was asking about JC Jane. But the NXT title doesn't count as a world title in their criteria. So like Stephanie, okay, yeah, she became women's world champion in NXT and then fucking came up to the main roster world champion already. But it's like, how much will that count? Do you know what I mean? Because it's like, JC Jane is in the top 20. Yes, JC Jane's number 11. Yeah, I think she was double champ at one point, bro. She was knockouts and NXT women's champion. So,
yeah, but I mean, at the same time,
I thought she was
like,
gonna finish a bit higher because of like the kayfabe and all that sort of shit. But I don't know.
yeah, but I
Yeah,
mean,
EO out of the top 5 was crazy to me, bro. Crazy.
I think like I don't think Stephanie being over EO is that crazy, honestly, because like EO had a great year in terms of like in ring, like matches, the storylines and stuff. But I just like I said when we had our debate, the thing that was going to be the knock against her was going to be that title reign. I knew that was going to be the case. And when you look at Stephanie's year, it wasn't just that she was NXT Women's Champion, first ever person to hold the NXT Championship and the North American Championship simultaneously, came to the main roster, won her first World Championship in her first year on the main roster within months, won the Crown Jewel belt immediately. Nah, I think Stephanie absolutely had a better year than EO. I don't even think that's that much of a debate. I think that for a lot of people, EO is a favorite because of the matches and everything else. But like in terms of accolades, I don't think she had a better year than Stephanie.
Yeah, no, accolades, of course. You just laid out Stephanie's accolades. She's had a great year. Like I said, even if you factor in the fact that NXT world title isn't counted as a world title in that criteria, yeah, though obviously accolades. Stephanie is above everybody. Stephanie's above everybody on this. Well, obviously Mercedes has won a gazillion bouts in it, but not a world title. But
yeah, I mean, you could have made an argument for Stephanie above Tiffany, to be honest. But I knew Tiffany was going to be.
But yeah, the EO one for me is just like I already explained a couple weeks ago, man. It's like it's not obviously this isn't not necessarily kayfabe, but it's just like the way that she's gone from like one of the most popular stars in the division to being like a full bona fide main event women's star in that division. Like the way they solidified it with the win at Mania over Rhea and Bianca, and just kind of how popular she's been throughout the year. Yeah, the title reign stunk, and as Phil said, that's probably the biggest factor in why she dropped out of the top 5, you know. But to then obviously the stuff with Rhea toward like to close out this last quarter and stuff, the popularity of it, you know, just how much it's connected with the fan base, and it's genuinely like one of the biggest things WWE's done this year. Obviously counts for a lot. So yeah, I was surprised to see it. Like I said again, EO outside the top 4 did surprise me.
And Stephanie beat EO. Stephanie beat EO to win her first world championship.
She did.
On ESPN. So yeah, I mean,
because they had a match on Raw, didn't they? That I think it ended in a no finish. Did it?
Yeah. And I think, like I said, if it's a kayfabe list, that should matter. Stephanie beating EO this year, yeah, she should be ranked above her.
Yeah, but Tony beat Mercedes, you know. But Mercedes has such a unique year. It's like that only you know. But yeah, just to quickly run through the top 20. I don't want to blow up the girls spot for tomorrow because we're gonna let the girls go through
Yeah.
the women's list properly, and I'll do because obviously Lyrical's on the committee, them ones, so she knows more about we're talking about the criteria and that. We don't know shit, Obviously we got a decent idea, obviously, but Lyric knows, you get me, she helped put the list together, and I don't know how they actually do it, if they all vote and it all even. I don't know how they do it, but obviously she can kind of give some insight.
I know a guy that's on the other committee, so I know a little bit. But yeah, but big shout outs to Naomi making the top 10, well deserved. She landed at number 9. I have to.
I'll go through it now. Fuck it. Mercedes number 1, Tony number 2, Saya Kamatani number 3. Shout out to her. Really cool to see her break into the top 3. That did pop me quite a lot. Anna had her at number 1, so of course she isn't surprised to see her ranked so high.
Yeah, makes sense.
Yeah, Tiffany and Stephanie 4 and 5. Io Sky number 6. Athena, our forever champion, number 7. Sari number 8. Naomi number 9. Rhea Ripley number 11. Rhea Ripley number 10. Sorry, JC Jane at 11. Liv Morgan at 12. Nia Jax at 13, Starlight Kid at 14, Laura Valkyria at 15, Chris Statlander at 16, Jordan Grace at 17, Mayu Iwatani at 18, Mizuki at 19, and Blake Monroe rounding out the top 20.
Yeah, I was a little surprised to see Starlight Kid below Nia, but
that's a crazy visual.
Yeah.
Starlight Kid is... it's not as funny as I thought. I thought she was in between Liv Morgan and Nia Jax, but it's Nia Jax and Lara, which isn't quite as funny, but yeah. Nia Jax being that high is, I don't know, pops me. I like Nia, innit? I think she did have some parts of a good run, but it's Nia, bro. You never know, So even last night in that angle, me and Phil talking before we went live, it's she was just sometimes she's just in a really playful mood, and it's just she just goes out there and it's just I don't know, everything's just slow, and she'll do some mad gesture, Bro, she's just.
That was the thing with Charlotte coming out as well. I thought that during the entrance and multiple times throughout the match, Charlotte has been waiting for years to just be a babyface. She just wants to be a babyface. She kept doing the "you can't see me" to the crowd, and she was having fun coming in. I was like, bro, Charlotte just wants to be a babyface, man. She doesn't want to be booed.
Yeah, God bless her, man. She's it's funny now because it's she's really as settled as a babyface, in the sense of the fans treat her like a babyface. There's no force in it or nothing, when she first came back, and because obviously she came back as a babyface, didn't she? Yeah. I mean, until everything got a bit weird, and the Tiffany feud and that promo segment, and it was I've got to lean into being a heel,
I mean, I think the disconnect as well is that she never really came back as a babyface. Everybody, when they go away for the amount of time that she was away, is going to get a big pop. When you think Triple H had played a heel for most of his career, comes back Madison Square Garden, gets a huge pop. And so it was undeniable she was going to get a big pop. But the disconnect for me was they were playing all these vignettes up to her return, and she's like, I'm not going to apologize for my greatness anymore. I don't care what anybody thinks. I'm like, yeah, that all sounds like heel things to say. I'm great. I'm going to come back and claim a world title match. I don't care what any of the fans think. That sounds like heel stuff. And then you come back and win, get this big pop. And then the next Raw, you come back and you're like, guys, I had a really hard time while I was out. A lot of things happened to me. And it's yeah, but at that point, nobody wants to hear that.
Yeah, she had an interesting start of the year. Obviously the Players Tribune came out. The Alexa stuff has been super transformative, for... You could argue even her career, bro. Who knows how, because if she just dug her heels in and just, just was in this weird character space, it's who knows how long she would have even stuck around for, bro. She might have just got sick of this shit, and who knows how much life this has given Charlotte Flair's career, bro. So, shout out Alexa Bliss.
Yeah. Yeah, man. PW 250. Shout out to all of those women that made the list. Shout out to some of the women that are deserving did not make the list. Like I mean, there's some big names here that are not here. Like Oscar did make the list. I saw people were surprised by that. Um, you know, I
Becky.
don't
I don't think did Becky make the list.
I don't think she did. I don't know.
She would have been above. Yeah, she would have been above Laura, I think, if she
I don't
did.
think she
I'm
made
sure.
the list. Um,
Um,
but yeah, shout out to the women. Like I said, shout out to Naomi. I definitely think she probably would have been a little bit higher if she didn't have to go on a hiatus.
yeah, of course, man. Charlotte, man. She she seemed to it seemed to have popped. It seemed to have popped her that she made the top 10 now. So
Yeah, very well
yeah.
deserved. I think the best story coming out of this list is how much it paid off for Mercedes and Naomi to stand up for themselves. They walked out and they came back to the business bigger stars. And I mean, you can make an argument this has been the most successful year for both of them.
I don't even think it's much of an argument, is it?
Not really.
Obviously, like Mercedes, but you could still obviously the biggest achievement of Mercedes' career is probably main event in Mania with
Mhm.
Bianca. You know, as an individual thing, that's one night. You know, the build to that match was fucking terrible. You know,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
the Reggie and that, like it was terrible. But
Forgot about that. God.
nasty business, bro. I can't believe they did that. But in terms of a full year, probably is, yeah. Probably is. Obviously, her and Bailey had a really strong year as tag champs and stuff. Um, but yeah, man, definitely. I don't think it's that much of an argument. There
Just
can't be that.
unlocked all these memories. I completely forgot Reggie was involved in that build.
Okay, good. I'm sorry. I'm sorry I reminded you and it ruined your memory of the first two black women main event in WrestleMania, and God knows when that's gonna happen again. You know, like
Yeah, yeah. I
so.
mean, yeah, 3 black women in the top 10 this year. Uh, Great
Yeah,
achievement for all three of
I'm
them.
saying, yeah, yeah. Um, obviously the full list as well. Apparently, there's like I was talking to Lyric about it. Like, there's a lot of diversity in terms of like there's a lot of like luchadoras and stuff on it this year. So like that's really cool. Um, one of the coolest things for me, I think Saya finishing top three is really good. It's always important, I think, for kind of like the other promotions in the other countries and stuff to have like a real stamp on these lists because they should, you know. And obviously, like Saya's drawn really well domestically and stuff, but I don't think Stardom in general has had like a lot of like like media push this year. It's not really like I've seen loads of it on my timeline and stuff, you know. So yeah, people need to be put on about Saya's year, you know. So her finishing top three is Potman.
Yeah, I think that's very well deserved. Like Maya World made the list. Number one
Yeah,
on
she is.
Reggie's list this year. Well, not number one. Sorry, Mercedes was number one on his list. Sorry, Maya World made like 30 on his list, and then she's on this list as well.
She's
Very
like
well deserved.
80 or something, which is really good for kind of, how new she
I
is and
can
stuff like
double
that.
check.
And
She is at 84.
84, there you go.
Yeah, shout out to her. Lyra, I think, had a great year. Made the top 15. Ashe's women champion, Charity King, also made the list. I believe she was saying this is her first year making the list.
Yeah, so I like seeing that as well, like with the PWI different lists, because obviously they do different lists, don't they? But whether it's the PWI 100, whether it's the women's 250, whatever it is, PWI it's 500, isn't it? Not 100.
500.
Yeah, it's
Um,
500. Yeah, it's mad that they even do that. So obviously, shout out to them for putting in the work in to do that, putting the committee together, blah 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 blah. And yeah, it is cool seeing people like Mayor World like post it, like, oh, I made the list, and post like the
yeah,
screenshot and that, and it's always cool, man. Like, I don't care if you want to call me a mark, like it's cool to see them, you see those
I,
things, you know.
I think it's cool every time the wrestlers do like their progression of where they started on the list and like where they are now. And like you see some of
Yeah,
these
man.
people that are like start like way down in like the 300s or something on the PW 500, and then like they've made it up to like the top 50. Like I think that's really cool.
Yeah, man, definitely. So yeah, man. Let's do some super shots, and we'll get out of here. Depending on how much AEW talk we can squeeze in to all this. Razor. Shout out Razor with the 9.99. Joe, Monty, and Ibu got a good temperature check of Fed's politics between top guys from Survivor Series to WrestleMania 41. What about now? Mainly about OTC, QB1, and CM Punk on how Triple H fumbled Braun after turning on Seth. I mean, politics between the top guys. I mean, I guess me and Phil were kind of just loosely talking about it then, about like it's a hard club to break into now. So,
Yes.
if anything, Rays, if you just take the conversation that we were having in the lead up to 41 and stuff about like where people rank, not much has changed at that top end. The only thing that's really changed, I'd say, is what we've spoke about today, where it's like that club, that like group of like 4, 5, 6 people. It's harder to break in than ever. So like those people would be Roman, Cody, CM Punk, as you mentioned. Charlotte and Becky are always I think they'll always just have like some motion and be able to kind of like influence what they do and what they want to do. Seth Rollins as well, but I wouldn't say to the same extent as like a Roman or a Cody. Probably on par with like Phil, you know. Who else? Drew. If Drew was a politician, he wouldn't be. He wouldn't be. You know where he's at. You know. Yeah. Obviously, Jay Uso is like the most easygoing guy fucking ever. That's everything I've heard ever about him. So does that? Phil just said Brock. Brock's Brock though, ain't it? So it's like.
Yeah, I think the guys that you can't seem to unseat out of that main event scene. Like I think it's Cody, Roman, Brock, and I would put Brock even above Rollins at this point. Like, there's just certain guys.
Brock's gonna be able to do. Brock's gonna do what he wants to do, and like, it's
every time he comes back.
Brock's just handled different to everybody else, bro. Like, it's just is what it is, you know. Even if it's not necessarily as favorable, like Roman's probably been above him in recent years and stuff, but it's just like Brock has always, obviously, especially when Vince was there, you know, he was handled a certain way, and that's probably why he fucking walked out when he had to step down. And obviously Triple H is probably treading on eggshells around him and don't want to upset him or anything. And I'm sure Nick Khan or whoever else doesn't want to either. So he's always been an interesting one to kind of handle, I guess.
I think you can tell, too, who are like the Nick Khan guys. And I think it's clear that like CM Punk at this point is a Nick Khan guy, and that's why he's among the guys you're naming. I think Brock even coming back, that was part of Nick Khan wanting him back.
Yeah, probably. Like, he's why is this? No, hold on. I've lost the super chat. Oh no, I haven't. No, I thought I lost the super chat. But yeah, bro. Like I was saying, that clubhouse is hard to break into, man, and that doesn't mean I think it's impossible for people to break into it. Like, Bron Breakker is obviously on his way. I think he'll get into it. I think Jacob Fatu will get into it. Jay Uso is in it, but not from a political point of view, but in terms of just like being one of the WWE top guys. Obviously, there's political influence from, you know, OTC or whoever you want to blame it on. Do you know what I mean? Don't know this for sure, but sometimes it's easy to just add things together, you know. But
I would argue though that Jay has never really felt like the guy like some of these other guys we're naming. Like, Jay won the Rumble.
In that scene though, isn't he? He won the Rumble. He's been world champion. He was in the match with Punk. You know what I mean? He's always winning something, bro. Like,
but has he ever been really positioned above any of those people? Like, he won the Rumble, but he didn't main event WrestleMania. Cena still main evented. Roman still main evented. Punk didn't win either of those matches. He still main evented.
No, I hear what you're saying, Annie. Jay would obviously be at the bottom of those names, obviously, but you know, in terms of somebody that's been like, if you take like Jay as an example and take LA Knight as the example that we was talking about earlier, you know, there's no reason why Jay Uso has, do you know what I mean, achieved so much more than LA Knight if there was no like you know,
It's,
favoritism, politics, whatever you want to call it, family in the bit, whatever you want to call it, but it's just like Jay may not be. Jay's like a guest in the clubhouse. Do you know them ones? Like he's in the clubhouse, but he's not fully certified like that. You know what I mean? Like he can only get in when Big Rome's there with him. You know.
yeah, I don't think he's ever really gotten top guy treatment. He's gotten a here damn push coming out of that bloodline storyline, but I don't think he's ever been like really positioned as a top guy.
Yeah, in terms of people who can potentially break into that club, I think Bron and Jacob will. Bron obviously is like handpicked by the office. Everyone seems to be in agreement with him back there. Then obviously Jacob Fatu's got the family ties, and he's pretty deserving as well. Let's be honest, it wouldn't be a fucking nepotism push. You know,
Yeah,
Jacob's phenomenal. So
and see that's part of what I don't like about the Logan stuff as well. This is now 2 weeks in a row now where you've added Logan in the mix, and we haven't heard Braun talk since Logan came around. Braun went from taking the initiative and kicking Seth out of the group and looking like the guy moving forward, holding the world title, and now he's just standing behind Logan while Logan cuts bad promos.
criminal.
It's wild. Like I just don't get it.
It's what we spoke about last week with Bron Breakker, and it's like the way that he's just kind of what you've just said, the way that he's kind of faded a little bit from being like, oh my god, this show's going to be built around him, you know, to like, nah, actually he's just going to like kind of just do what he was just doing anyway, but instead of fucking Seth, it's Logan Paul is standing behind this week, and he's being told to chill by Paul Heyman next week, and so he best like pin fucking Punk in War Games or some shit like. And even then, that doesn't excuse the way they've just called him off. But like, fuck me, you know, like that's what we need to see. I think.
Yeah.
Yeah. Couple more member stuff before we get back to Razor. Shout out Sharkman. Appreciate you coming. Remember, of course, we've got the Dynamite review coming up on Thursday. Morning Joe show coming up on Friday. It really does pop me seeing how much people pop for that Morning Joe show, because we genuinely do just kind of fucking hang out. Kind of very similar to this. We just hang out, bro. But it's me and Joe, and people fuck with it a lot. So it pops me. It barely feels like work, you know, when I stream these days, because do a stream with Phil, do a stream with Joe. People I enjoy just chilling with. Do you know what I mean? Like it's very easy.
Joe or Joel, whatever his name is,
Joel Hublot
cracked me up really good when he was on the Good Brothers stream the other night, and they couldn't get his name right. Joel, like I don't think there's an L on this guy's name.
Yeah, it's even funnier. It's funnier every time with the Good Brothers when they do it, yeah, because it's like they know him more and more and more. Do you know what I mean? Like he's working producing podcasts for him. He's done projects with him. He's had like personal conversations with him. Like they're fucking friends, as corny as that may sound. Do you know what I mean? And there's still botch his name. So
that's how they roll.
It's like when people get used to Ibu's name and they're like Ibu. Like it's But shout out Shark becoming a member. Appreciate you, brother. Andrew the Giant been a member for over a month now. Need Michael Hayes to do his thing and plant seeds to get us to Cena solo. Alright, bro. Get the fuck out.
Come on, stop it.
Margie, feel like Charlotte's ended too soon. Hopefully it isn't fully ended. Like, do you know what I mean? Hopefully they are like still like. Even though the SmackDown Women's Division, as I pointed out earlier, needs them as single stars, like to beef up the division, and give Jade people to fucking wrestle and do programs with, they can still do tags. Do you know what I mean? Like they can still be friends and whatever.
Yeah.
Like
they can still do tags and still do like the allies out of convenience thing, and
it works as a duo as well.
No, I think it works, man. And especially with the Jade stuff, they can build stories off that. I think the easiest alley-oop they can have out of this, do the match with Alexa before you get to the Charlotte match. Have Jade beat down on Alexa, and that's part of Charlotte's motivation for wanting the match.
I agree. Razor, appreciate you, brother. Again, $4.99. My boy Cody is a smart one. seeing houses down on SmackDown, go to Raw where you're mega over. Raw with Cody feels right. Do you think Randy works Cody at WrestleMania 42? Cody on Raw does feel right. And it's funny because you have all this. There's always like so much online conversation around Cody. After like one of his big matches or big angles or whatever, yeah. Especially this year because it hasn't been like the greatest year for him creatively. And he's had like a couple weird matches as well. Like I said to you, bro, like that Drew match was fucking terrible. People thought the Drew match before that was terrible. Obviously, the first scene, like he's had some low points this year, you know. But regardless of all this conversation, bro, when his music hits, the people fucking still adore that geezer, man. Like,
big pop last night, man.
Huge pop last night. Of course, it was a bit of a surprise pop. But even on SmackDown, bro, where he's announced and everything, and he opens the show, and you see him come out, and he's like, huge pop still. He still feels like the fucking biggest star in the world. And it's like, you see all the kids, and like, Manta got the fucking Cody fucking coat jacket thing on as well. Like, it's just, you know, all the merch and everything. And you're just like, bro, white kids with rich parents don't play when it comes to Cody Rhodes. You know, they got their merch, they got everything, bro. So shout out to them. Cody's a beloved babyface, man. It just is what it is, regardless of the conversation around him.
Yeah, I've seen a lot of people that are like, Cody's got to turn heel, especially if they're going to do this Punk feud. Boy, I feel the opposite. Turn CM Punk heel. I swear this. Yes. I'm very happy to be here. Cookie cutter stuff is not interesting, man. The whole appeal of having CM Punk on your show is him being chaotic and not knowing what the guy is going to say. When you put him in this I'm happy to be here mode for 2 years, it gets old really fast.
Yeah, I'd agree. I think that's definitely the way that should go. And I'm all for Razor's agenda, bro. You know, if we can somehow scam our way to getting that Mania match of Punk and Cody, then yeah, that would be amazing. But as far as do I think Cody and Randy, I do think that may be on the table for 42. Especially with the longer Randy's out for, you know, it makes me feel like, oh, he's going to come back, he's going to be a babyface for like 2 minutes, and he's going to turn on Cody, and that'll be the Mania program, you know. So I do have my eyes, I have my eye on that one.
Yeah, I don't want it, but the longer he stays out, I agree, the more conceivable it is that's going to happen. I still am on your agenda, Razor. I still want the Punk Cody match as well, but I don't know how we get there at this point.
He also says, Ibu, Drew Baidala, and Monty, the smart one, don't see Cody versus Roman. 3. Yeah, it's looking pretty far away, to be honest at this point. Ibu said on yesterday that Roman, QB1, CM Punk, WrestleMania 42 matches are to be decided. I like Orton, but if Punk versus Cody don't happen, third Roman match is the one. Yeah, of course, at this point, I think it's, you know, WrestleMania 42 matches. And they're not all going to be decided at this point. It's November. I reckon, obviously, in Mania season politics and stuff, it usually starts to unfold at the turn of the year, doesn't it? So,
so if that's
it's going to be interesting, man.
If that's the case, do you think Roman's winning a Rumble?
That would be fucking hilarious. So I'd be down for that. Who do I think's winning the Rumble? My early prediction's still like Sammy, but I haven't thought about it enough. I'm just saying Sammy because it's in Saudi. Fuck it, just give it Sammy. You know, like, do you know what I mean? I haven't really thought about it.
Yeah,
so.
I still want it to be Sammy, but Rollins not being on the table changes so much.
Yeah, it does.
Because I think you had the ready-made story there with Sammy and Rollins, and now you don't.
Sammy can make a story with anyone, though, can't he?
You could transfer it to Punk, maybe, but I don't know. And then the big question mark is, who is Roman's opponent this year? Roman is going to main event, come hell or high water. So might as well just get ready.
Yeah, he wants his belt back. Well, he wants a world title back. Him versus Braun now, though, because of the Seth thing, he's just not. He don't have the same impact. You know what I'm saying? So it's a weird one. It's going to be a weird one again this year, I think, with the politics and stuff going into Mania. So, Razor, I know this shit pops here, so I guess look forward to those hashtag conversations and it. Razor 4.99. Razor's birthday. Happy birthday, bro. Happy birthday, man.
Happy birthday, bro.
Not revealing the age though. Come on, come on. Nah, happy birthday, bro. I hope you're having a good day. Hope we're not taking too much or distracting you from doing any cool shit. But yeah, man, happy birthday. Happy to overcome health problems that could have crippled me. Jesus, Monty, thank you for launching this space. Yeah, it's what we do it for, bro. For wrestling fans that, of course, want a slightly different wrestling space to kind of what was available out there, you know. So when people really fuck with us, like you clearly do, Rez, I massively appreciate you, especially over the past couple weeks and months, and even from because you've been around forever. Do you know what I mean? Of course, you go crazy with the super chats now, and that's massively appreciated. But even if you wasn't, you know, and yeah, man, I'm really happy that you've got over these health problems because when you mentioned them, I think like a couple of weeks ago, I was a little bit like, yo, man, like, is he good? Like, you know, kind of a little bit worried about you, even though I've never met you or anything. So, massively appreciate you, bro. I hope you're having a good day and evening. He also says Charlotte and Alex had a pretty good tag one. Yeah, man, it was a good time. I had a good time with it, bro. It's good shit. I love both performers, though. Even Charlotte, as frustrating she can be watching her career, you know.
Yeah. Big star. I mean, I think that's been a takeaway of all of this, and you know, that's always why I felt like she shouldn't have won the Rumble. Like, I think the journey back to the world title picture for her is much more interesting than her just coming back and just getting a ready-made title match.
Yeah. So then obviously Alexa's, you know, she can't sing her praises hard enough. I feel very close to Joe Hulbert territory when it comes to Alexa. I'd never try. That's what I mean. I'd never try and claim to be the one. But you know, me and Joe have genuine like long conversations about Alexa on a regular basis. You know what I mean? Like, I love Alexa. It's part of our friendship. Like Alexa Bliss is part of our friendship. You know, so I love Lexi, man. She's the one. Like I said, I'll never take the throne from Hulbert because, you know what I mean. It's part of it. It's a real part of his law. You know, I've got Oberfemi. That's who I got.
I feel like the way that Rollins agenda has become like synonymous with me. That's his agenda. The Lexi agenda has been his thing as long as I've known him.
Yeah. Now he's got JC as well. Like that's his. He's got JC as well. Man. You know, I love JC as well. He likes good wrestlers, Joe does. I think that's why, you know, we can.
Going from being an Alexa truther to a JC truther is hilarious.
Hey, man, he loves his business, bro. He loves his business. And we love Joe. So, Ryan699. Run Sheamus versus Ober at Cena's last show. Probably should have Trick and I'd have Soul, but Jordan would make more sense. But Ober versus Sheamus is actually not a bad shot at all, to be honest.
Yeah, I think that would be great, but you know, I don't know.
That's a good shout, Ryan. That's probably the best one I've heard, to be honest. Because it's like Sheamus is so like he puts people over left, right, and center. Do you know what I mean? But it's like he's still like respected, and like beating him still can feel like something if presented in the right way, you know. And obviously, you know, like the match is gonna be like super physical, which would play to Ober's strengths. And like Ober could literally throw Sheamus like the full length of the ring, and it's like Sheamus ain't been thrown around like that. You know what I mean? Maybe when like Big Show or Mark Henry or someone like that was around, you get me. But like it's Ober's probably the most powerful. Well, I don't want to say definite because I don't know what the combines are these days. But Ober's probably the most powerful person in WWE. Maybe even WWE and AEW, to be honest, bro. The way he throws people about is crazy. That like shot put throw that he does, where he like just throws you across the ring, is like some of the people he's done that to is fucking mad. So
yeah.
And it's the ease that he does shit with. I think, like with wrestling, of course, you know, part of like struggling to get someone up is part of like the selling of like pulling off a maneuver or whatever, you know. But like, yeah, it's just the kind of the way that Oberfemi just like throws people, goes through the motions with it. Like it's very easy to him. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like it's too easy for him.
He's big. He's on the big power list up there with Brock. Unfortunately, Brock has still got to be high on that list. Yeah,
Brock's a freak. He's like 50 though, isn't he, Brock now?
Yeah. Yeah,
He's
man. The big strong boy. They got put on a lucha mask, so we haven't seen him do any of the crazy feats of strength that
yeah,
we saw him do at one point.
I know, man.
Um,
I always
yeah,
had
Tyler
a
Bate is still one of the biggest like fumbles I've
fumble. Yeah,
seen. Like
100%, man.
Jesus Christ, bro.
I love so obviously he's a Midlands boy as well. Like him and Pete are, so like I've got kind of a. I'm always gonna kind of root for them. Um,
Yeah, we've
but
seen
yeah,
Tyler
man,
Bate
Tyler's.
lift Gunther up on his shoulders and pick him up. Like, come on, man. Like, why is this
I
guy
always
not?
this is how old this fucking picture was, and it's a shame because it's like Tyler Bate, obviously he's so young, and now like he's still in his 20s, and he's not like he's washed and past it or anything, but it's just like, fuck, he's like a full grown adult man. Do you know what I mean? Like he was a kid, and I remember like I had like this picture in my head of like Tyler Bate is gonna be in the Andre Giant Battle Memorial, and he's gonna like eliminate fucking Braun Strowman at the last moment. You know, like how Claudio got rid of a Big Show, and it was gonna be like some big moment like that, and he was like he's just gonna be over straight away. So I think he could pull that off. You know, I feel like Tyler could have body slammed like prime Braun Strowman because he's fucking crazy powerful, bro. Those legs are
Yeah,
mad. You know, so yeah, they didn't call him Big Strong Boy for nothing. I don't know what his power games say these days. It's probably not that diminished. You know. Because he was like, yeah, that was that had to be partly genetics, bro. Like, he was a freak, but yeah, man, Oberfemi, I like him. Get him on that show. Broly 7199. Give me EO versus Kendall Gray at Saturday night's main event. I don't think that's a terrible shot either. Kendall Gray, Sol Ruka, Jordan Grace, all the names that are super chat as I've just said. I think they're all very viable options, to be honest. Jordan Grace is probably the most boring because, as I was saying earlier, it's like the audience already kind of knows her, knows that she's the real deal. She was like Final Four in a Rumble and that. Do you know what I mean? Someone like a Sol Ruka or a Kendall Gray, obviously it's a bit more. I know Sol Ruka's had like main roster matches or just the one match or whatever it was, but still,
yeah,
you know.
yeah.
She's a great talent to showcase, isn't she, Sol Ruka? Especially like a showcase style match where she can just hit a bunch of cool moves, and you know what I mean. So
Was she still injured after the tag match or no?
I don't even know if she's actually injured, to be honest, Phil. But
Okay.
we'll see how that plays out tonight on NXT on the CW network. Razor 199. You think they want Roman and Cody in War Games? Mate, looks that way, brother.
Definitely seems like that's the case.
Yeah, it looks that way. Joe Stone 499. LA being set up to do the job for Joe Hendry is going to be nasty. I don't think he jobs to Joe Hendry. If that is the mystery, if it is Joe Hendry and not Cardone or whoever the other one of the other mystery opponents will be, I think if Knight gets Hendry, I think Knight goes over on Hendry, to be honest. But also Nikki Bella stands on Twitter going crazy with the World Heavyweight Championship agendas. Hey man, she's listen, get ready.
I don't listen,
Lock
man.
in.
There's a certain amount of fandoms that I just try to stay out of the way and let them do their thing. Like the Crew, I don't listen. Y'all get your shit off. I don't want no smoke with the Crew. I don't want no smoke with Diva stands. Like, yeah, y'all knock yourselves out. Have fun.
Razor, I agree, but I don't know if the crowd would boo Punk if he worked Cody. But him being a madman against Cody, it might radicalise fans if Punk's heel. But you underestimate Punk's work as a heel.
Yeah, I get it. Like he's getting crazy pops when he comes out. Like he's insanely popular. So I get the argument of not turning him heel, but like I don't know, man. Going into this Cody match, Cody is not turning, man. If you need a heel in that match, it has to be Punk.
100%. And also, again, like I said, you're underestimating Punk's work as a heel, bro. Like, Punk would go into a heel turn right now knowing. We've known it even from like the podcast when he fucking first left WWE. Like he's very self-aware of his position and how the crowds and stuff receive him. So he wouldn't just blindly just like do bog standard average heel work where the crowd's just still gonna cheer him. Like he's gonna be like, he'll be horrible, bro. Like,
I mean,
he'll be horrible.
We've gotten the seeds of it 2 years in a row in the Rumble match when he came back, and he famously was like, "I didn't come this far to get eliminated by Dusty Sun." Like, come on, it's right there. Like, it's right on the basket. Just slip it in.
Like, Punk can be horrible, bro. And then like Cody as a heel, it's just like I'm not trying to see it, bro. I think it would be like mad lame. Like I rather do, man. Like So,
You don't want to see him dye his hair and come back with the dark hair
that's
and
what I'm saying, bro. And he'll
this,
try and cut like all like dark promos, and he'll probably switch up his voice and that. Like, I just don't. Nah. I like
I,
corporate, bald eagle Cody Rhodes.
I mean, I think that's the issue. That Cody right now is more interesting as a baby face. I mean, if he did something similar to like the ROH run, I'd be interested in that.
I don't even think right currently now where WWE do these things of like, oh, Cody's not, it's
He
not
can
even
be
like
a heel.
teasing a heel turn. It's like, oh,
No,
he's not. It's like, oh, he's not perfect. He can snap, and it's like, I don't even like that. Like, I just want to see. I just want to see him be a white meat fucking babyface, bro. That's all he needs to be. Then obviously he's like, the WWE top guy, and he's got like his gear and stuff, and the kids love him, and it's just like it just works, bro. Like just do good shit with it. And he doesn't need to have another year like he had this year. Do you know what I mean? Because I think he's had a bad year this year. Very little fault of his own, even though some of the matches haven't been great, like the Drew matches I mentioned earlier, the first Cena match and shit. I think if he had a better creative year, those things wouldn't be held against him as much. But
yeah,
yeah,
and I
it's
mean,
not how
I
it
think
played
he
out.
can. I think Cody can be a heel. I made the argument for a very long time, and boy, I had a big grin on my face when Cody confirmed I was right because I was like, Cody in that last year, everybody asking him to turn heel, and he's like, no, I'm not going to turn heel, and I was like, that's a heel turn. It's not the heel turn people wanted, but he was doing like this very meta heel stuff on the way out. And I kept saying that people were like, no, you're reading too much into it. And then Cody did an interview and was like, yeah, it was like me essentially giving people what they wanted, but not in the way that they wanted. I was like,
Yeah. Flat Yakuzu 94. Are you guys ready for another year of Cody Stuns and Roman Reigns arguing because they're on the same team again?
no.
Oh god, I hate all that shit. I was saying to Joe on Friday as well. It's like the funniest thing about the Roman and Cody stuff about like who's the man in WWE is very funny because Roman wouldn't even want Cody's position if it was offered to him. You know what I mean? Like
Showing up
Roman's
every week.
chilling, bro.
No.
Yeah, like Roman's chilling, bro. Like he don't want to be the guy. Like yeah, he wants a world title, and when he shows up, he wants to be able to put his dick on the table because he's Roman Reigns, bro. He's got a funny ego. Do you know what I mean? And he's somewhat earned it over the during this decade, you know what I mean, during the 2020s. So Roman's gonna roam, but in terms of like the fact the stands arguing about who's number one, who's the guy, and it's like the arguments just go round in circles. Like, oh,
Stupid.
Roman got a bigger pop. It's like yeah, because he's hardly fucking there, bro. Like it's how it works. How it's always worked in wrestling. It's nothing new.
Yeah, every
Um,
time. I mean, his whole thing is doing big returns multiple times throughout the year. Yeah, he's going to get big pops every time he does them. It's fine. Yeah, Roman Abbeys are some of the worst people on social media, man.
I mean, it's like Cody don't get any credit. Like the Roman fans don't give Cody credit for like his huge part in the boom. But apparently now that the ratings is going down again and the houses aren't quite where they were, it's all Cody's fault. Like,
Yeah,
but I love both of them in it, so just appreciate both of them in it. Razor, Straight Edge Society 09 and Ring of Honor 05 Heel Punk was one of my favourites. I think, bro, most people, man, trust me, that's some of his best work, But 199 he says overall favourite was the MJF feud, crazy babyface Punk. That was a great feud as well, man. Punk's a fucking real wrestler, bro. He's
still,
what?
yeah. I know people are gonna debate this online. I still don't think he's done anything against WWE run to top the AEW run. I still think that was the better run.
I don't think that's very arguable. Like I'm not, I think especially with I feel like our audience know that me and you are pretty balanced when it comes to like the WWE or
Yeah.
AEW thing. Do you know what I mean? And it's like we both watch and like WWE on a weekly basis. We'll praise them when they're great. We'll slander them and we'll bury them when they fucking stink. And the same with AEW, bro. Like these men know that I'm not scared to fucking criticize AEW when it comes.
Technical difficulties. But yeah, no, I know he did that interview recently where he's like, "This is the most fun he's ever had, and this is like the best time in his career." And I was just like, "I listen, I appreciate that you feel that way, but nah, the AEW
I
run
don't.
was totally different, man."
Mate, it was, and I can believe him when he says that as well. You know, like, I believe that. Yeah, it probably is the most fun that he's having. Do you know what I mean? Especially like with AJ coming back recently and shit. Do you know what I mean? And being able to just kind of like run around with her for a bit. Um, So like, yeah, I know. I don't think he's had a bad run in WWE or anything. It's just that like, bro, parts of that AEW run were fucking special, mate. You know,
The
like,
Eddie promos and Eddie feud, like, come on, man.
yeah,
But this is what he always wanted, so that's why I understand it. Like, he always wanted to be in the room we talked about earlier as a top guy. He wasn't in that room before when he was like when he went on that run and had that year-long run. He was a top guy because he had proven himself. But when it came time to it, they still put him behind the Rock as soon as the Rock came back, and like now he's in a different conversation as a top guy. And then on top of that, he's among a class of wrestlers that came after him that respect him in a way that his peers didn't respect him the first time he was there.
yeah. Even the ones that don't like him,
Yeah.
like, or assumably don't like him. So like, I'd imagine, yeah, that Kevin Owens has more respect for CM Punk than Triple H ever did when Triple H was an active wrestler. You know, like, and the assumption by most fans is that Kevin Owens does not like CM Punk. You know,
I mean,
um,
I don't know if that's an
well, you
assumption.
know, I don't know Kev. You know, so,
Mm.
but I'm just saying, like, even the people, to your point, Phil, about like just different generations and how they see and receive Punk and respect him. It's like even the people like Kev probably respect him more than like your Triple H's and the Kevin Nashes that he was fucking around with back in the day. So
Yeah, I mean, he was there with a bunch of people that are veterans to him, and they just didn't see him in the same way. But now you've got this younger generation that respects him, and they idolized him. And like,
hmm
it reminds me of like when that story of him going to the TNA locker room when he was away from wrestling for a while, and he supposedly
oh
had this
yeah,
great
yeah,
time in TNA locker room because
yeah,
all the people there loved him, and
I
they were
remember
like,
that.
"Yeah, you could just come over here. It's such a great locker room experience."
Yeah, I remember it was like TNA might make CM Punk and I felt like that was, I'm sure that was one of the reports, and it was like, yeah, that ain't happening. They'll
No,
never be able to afford that.
no.
Imagine if that was the way that he ended up back in WWE. Like TNA signed him, and now we've come to 2025. Like CM Punk was in like the Joe Hendry position of like, oh, he's the big TNA guy we've got, you know.
Bro. They do this whole NXT invasion angle, and that's the first time we hear cult of personality on WWE television in 11 years.
Yo, that would have
That
been a
sounds
weird.
great.
That would have been a mad timeline, bro.
Oh,
He actually would have enjoyed himself in TNA as well because
he
yeah,
probably would have.
he probably would have, bro. But it was never happening. But
No.
yeah, Razor 499. Razor, by the way, Mr. Lindsay has the opinion of doing face versus faces with Cody is because Mania fans this year rooted for heels. I also saw WrestleMania 41 crowds versus Cody.
Yeah, I mean, I think it can work as a face versus face feud, but somebody's got to lean heel in it, and the person that should lean heel is Cody. I mean, sorry, Punk.
Mm-hmm. Because it's simple as well, isn't it? He's like,
Yeah.
because he's just better at it as
Yes.
well. Like he's
Yes.
just better. Again, when we see Cody try to fucking do the shades of grey, and even when he's been a heel, bro, like I don't think any of his heel runs have been particularly phenomenal. Not all of them have been bad, but you know, he CM Punk. I might not know exactly what direction creatively he goes with it and what character work he'll do, but I do know that it'll be good to my taste anyway, because CM
Yeah.
Punk plays the music that I like as a heel and as a babyface. So
Yeah. And
Cody,
I
on
mean,
the other hand, I have no interest in seeing him as a heel. You know, none.
no. And I
Not
mean,
in 20, not anytime soon anyway.
yeah, and I mean to that point, because Raider's saying in chat now that Punk could be slightly antagonistic towards Cody. Punk has been antagonistic to him in all of the lead ups to Rumble so far.
CM Punk, obviously, even as a babyface, he's still got like that little bit of a You know what I mean? Like, he's all got that little bit of a like. He can still be a bit of a prick and stuff, as you two have just mentioned about him being antagonistic towards Cody in the build up to Rumbles. Um, Razor saying the crowd's not, but yeah, because it's just like it's
They're not gonna boo him now.
yeah. If they decide to run it, Razor, if they decide to just run it as face versus face, and CM Punk has to lean heel, like yeah, he's not really going to get booed that much. Do you know what I mean? Like it's probably hardly at all. But if they do the feud properly, you know, and they're like one of them's heel, one of them's babyface, and CM Punk has the chance to actually like create a heel character that can get booed at WrestleMania versus Cody Rhodes, and he has a couple months to run at it, and then I have very high confidence that he would be able to pull off a character that will actually get him legitimately booed because he's fucking good at this shit, bro. So, um, but yeah, to your point, I guess if it is just a thing where it's like the go for the heel, no, the face versus face thing, one of them has to lean heel and it's Punk, then yeah, I understand your worries about Punk not really getting booed because I don't think he would get booed that much. It would make the match work, but it wouldn't be the heat that I think you're wanting, Razor. You know, so yeah, man. Grant Hudson, with the news earlier today, I just wanted to say hashtag thank you, Nico. Also, today is the 20th anniversary of SmackDown vs. Raw 06 and the airing of Eddie's last match.
Yeah, I don't think anybody is shocked that Nico lost his job after a horrific trade, trading Luka Doncic to the Los Angeles Lakers for basically nothing.
Mavs got him out of there, bro. The way Shams reported it as well, like there's going to be a meeting at 10 a.m. and he's getting sacked. Like, do you think he was like? Do you think he was like in his Uber on the way there? Like, wait a minute.
I think we all knew it. I'm sure he knew it going in, and like even when Shams was on with Stephen A. and Stephen A. asked him like, how much was this Nico's decision to trade Luka? Because of course, he's the GM. If he made that decision that we're going to move on from Luka, it still has to be approved by the owners, and so you can't throw this totally on him to make this trade because they had to approve it.
Scapegoat, though, ain't it? That's how sports work, man.
He's definitely being made the scapegoat here. Absolutely. And
obviously, I'm not super tapped in on the NBA like that to know like the GMs and how good of a job they've done. Obviously, I know the Luka trade was absolutely like insane for them to try and pull off, but
ridiculous trade.
But yeah, so I don't know how good of a GM he's been for them outside of that. You know.
Yeah. But I still think the wild thing about all of this with this trade is Dallas Mavericks are still less than 2 years removed from an NBA Finals appearance. They were just in the finals in 2023.
No sense, bro. Some weird shit going on. I don't trust American sports. I don't know if I've ever.
Right. Not even 2023. It was 2024. They were in the finals.
I don't trust them American sports you got going on over there, bro. Don't trust them, man. I don't trust them. Match fixing, whatever it is that needs to be done over there, and it like I just
this betting thing is getting crazy too.
Oh yeah, bro, I'm not even thinking about that. Then you just rather reminded me of the big betting scandal that's going on in the NBA, right?
Yeah, then the big betting scandal in UFC right now, like it's nasty.
I don't trust. I'll tell you, I don't trust them US sports. I only trust wrestling because it's not actually a fucking sport. Do you know them ones? I don't trust the fuckers in wrestling. I don't actually trust the fuckers in wrestling. It's just that, like, it's a different. Obviously, it's a different form of entertainment. But yeah, man. Shout out everybody. Who was the other person? Eddie's last match. That's what I was gonna say. Yeah, man. 20 years since Eddie passed away. Like I was saying at the top of the show, it makes me feel fucking old, and time's going too fast, and it brings back PTSD. And all these things, So, like I said, I still remember it. It's one of the only pieces of wrestling memorabilia that I have in my house. Actually, one sec, I'm looking at it right now.
Pedro saying his head coach got arrested. That's right. Yeah, the Portland Trailblazers head coach did get arrested this year, week into the season. Oh, that's dope.
That's like one of the only things that I have. Like, I have T-shirts, obviously, as fucking people have already seen me in them. I have T-shirts, but in terms of like memorabilia, and I ain't one of them guys who's gonna like buy title belts and shit. But my girlfriend got this for me, and yeah, man, Eddie's signature. But yeah. So Eddie, 20 years, man. Tempest and Sat did a great, like, 2 hour, 40-minute special just talking about his career on the channel. So if you go to the videos tab on the channel, it was on there because it wasn't actually a live stream.
Yeah.
They just hit record in StreamYard and just spoke about him for like 2 hours, well, nearly 3 hours, man. So if you're an Eddie fan, it's definitely worth listening to because yeah, man, Tempest and Sat, they're just they're captivating, man. You find yourself listening to them a lot longer than you originally planned to. So
Yeah,
I'll definitely check.
Tempest has got one of those computer brains like Will had, where he just has like this insane amount of memory about wrestling that I don't know how he remembers all these things, but
He's great, man. I've loved having him on the channel and stuff. It's interesting though because obviously we're so Twitter based. If that makes sense, like we've built our audience so much through Twitter, and he's very much a YouTube person. Like a lot of his audience is on YouTube, so he's been with us for like over a month now, and we're still getting people commenting, finding his stuff of like, oh, just found this Tempest and Sat, like. So still trying to like reach all of his audience, do you know what I mean, and let them know like, oh, he's with Wrestle Purist now. So, but obviously, I love working with him. Like in terms of the content he's producing, he's great, man. And like Phil said, he has a great like mind and memory for it. So, yeah, they did a great episode. Obviously, a big tribute to Eddie Guerrero, one of the greatest, most beloved professional wrestlers of our lifetimes, bro. Easily.
Yeah, what I just think about like the amount of time I've been on YouTube or doing a podcast and like just like the guys that are like on YouTube that people like will gravitate to, like obviously like the What Culture guys or like the Cultaholic guys and Tempest, but man, like I think like the first time I've ever seen Tempest was in person, which doesn't make sense with everything we're saying because he's such an internet guy, but I'll never forget being at All Out and we're all expecting like the big return to the night to be like, of course, like Brian, maybe Adam Cole at the end of the night, and then we get this surprise Minoru Suzuki appearance out of nowhere, and I feel like I'm like popping huge because I'm like, no, it's Suzuki, and I look down like to my left, and Tempest is like going nuts as well. It's great.
Yeah, it's always interesting when you do go as media to these shows. You always see this. Everyone's always got a weird story of like, yeah, this person was sat next to me and I didn't realise, or this is how I met this person. Like, I remember me and Joe weren't even media. It was just kind of where we just got where we were sat. I guess was kind of by the hard cam, where they must have put some of the media for Money in the Bank a couple of years ago, and we were right next to like Ariel Helwani, and he was just like, "What's Ariel doing here?" Because it was in England.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? It's like, why is Ariel here? Like, what the fuck? You know? But I remember the first AEW media scrum I went to, we were sat behind Dave Meltzer and Brian Alvarez. And it was just like, I was like, oh, there's Dave. There's Uncle Dave.
Yeah. I remember I did the first ever AEW media scrum I ever did. Same thing. Brian standing in front of me, Dave standing in front of me. And this was before they started putting the chairs in there. So we're all in there just standing up. And I looked down, and that's when Alvarez was wearing those shoes with like the separated toes. And I was like, yo, what shoes you're wearing though?
Shit like that reminds you how old he is, isn't it? Because he's got such like a young face, Brian, yeah. And almost like a young way about him. But he could definitely get away with being in like his mid-30s. But yo, bro's 50. You know what I mean? Like, shit like that, he shows his age, man. But shout out Dave and Brian, of course, always. Shout out Tempest, always. Shout out Ariel Hawani, I guess. I do like the MMA Hour. You know, he does
shout out to Sad as well. Sad is just a great guy, really, really funny guy. Every time we have him on Grapsody, people are like, when is he coming back?
Yeah, he's awesome, man. He did a shout out for Grapsody recently, actually. I remember.
Yeah, he's one of the people that like every time like he comes on, he'll be like he actually listens to the show and like he'll like know the bits from the show because he watches it all the time. But yeah, great guy.
Yeah, he's a great guy. Good streamer. Well, yeah, like I said, happy to work with all these guys, man. All the people we got on the channel these days. Try to keep it kind of not change things too much, you know, from the Ibu era. Obviously, I can't keep things exactly the same, but it's like I didn't want to throw too many new people. But as far as new people go, Tempest and Setup definitely people that I'm happy to have in space, universe, whatever, channel. Probably the easiest way of saying it. But yeah, man, we're going to get out of here. Phil, what do you want to plug, bro?
I will be on the hump tomorrow with Sean Ross Sapp on Fightful's YouTube channel. It's at the usual time that the hump is on. I think it's 1 my time. I think it's 2 p.m. Eastern time. And then I'll be back on Saturday for Grapsody, same YouTube channel, noon Eastern time. If you want other content from Grapsody, you can also check out our YouTube channel, youtube.com/Grapsody.
Good stuff. And on the rest of Purious End, of course, as I said a few times on this show, Girls on Graps tomorrow afternoon will be the PWI 250 special, I assume. I'm sure there's other things that they're going to want to talk about as well, especially with, like, you know, a few hours before Dynamite and all that stuff. But yeah, man, of course it's great because we're going to have Lyric, and Lyric obviously was part of the committee. Hopefully Anna and Charlie are back as well next week. So yeah, man, a good episode tomorrow of Girls on Graps. I'm sure you guys will have all sorts of questions or whatever conversations you want to get into it with them. And yeah, normal stuff. Thursday, Dynamite review, and Friday, Joe and Monty show for the members. So yeah, man, make sure you become a member if you want to help support us. It's massively appreciated. But yeah, man, I appreciate you guys for tuning in. Appreciate you guys for the super chats and all that stuff and engaging with us, getting involved in the conversation. It definitely makes it better for us. And I appreciate you, Phil, for joining me. So from myself and Phil, we'll see you next time. Peace.